Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, site of the Mount Carmel Area High School football stadium known as the Silver Bowl. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is playoff action. It's back again, as it is almost every year. Tonight, the Mount Carmel Area Red Tornadoes coming in at 9-1, entertain the Troy Trojans coming in at 8-2, the number 4 seed in District 4. Mount Carmel Area, the number 1 seed in District 4. Of course, the other thing hanging above our head, literally on the press box, Wayne is 6-9-9.
I'll tell you what, 6-9-9. Of course, last week we know went against Selinsgrove looking for that 700th win. Unfortunately, did not happen. But I think this week is a different week. The kids are all fired up after last week, and everybody's healthy. And I think this game is certainly going to be a different game. A similar road, a road that we've seen over the last couple years here, now getting into the playoff championship games here, working our way down to Harrisburg. And you know, these kids are used to it, and that's what's great about this team. They've been here, they know what it's all about, they know what the pressure is all about, they know it's a do or die situation, and I think these kids are going to handle it just what they need to do. They come in against Troy. Troy's coming in with an 8-2 record. Of course, Mount Carmel 9-1. Last week, Troy comes off a win against Canton, 47-26. But looking at their numbers, Warren, as we had looked through the paper and some of the stuff that Phil had given us this week, you look at their numbers, their rusher, their top rusher only has run for 715 yards this year on 99 carries. So, you know, a little suspect on what this team is going to do tonight against the tough defense of the Tornadoes.
Well, and you talk about the top rusher. The top rusher's name is of course, Calago. And we just received word early before this game started that Calago at least will not start the football game. Now, we do not know if they meant he would not play the whole game, but number 31 in their lineup, Burchard will start the game at the actual tailback position, and actually he's going to have a new fullback tonight. They're starting number 8, Matt Watson, in a fullback position, so a different backfield. Although all of these guys, this is kind of a team that over the season has run by committee, so to speak, is in that there's 4 or 5 guys that will come in and out of the lineup in the running back position. But somewhat odd that the leading rusher would not be starting in the game, so I don't know what that's all about right now. We'll watch that as it progresses. Of course, one common opponent here, and that would be Wyalusing. Wyalusing, of course, beating Troy in the 4th or 5th game of the season, 28-14. And of course, we handled Wyalusing fairly easily in the 9th game up at Wyalusing. So, you know, I don't know if that's going to mean anything or not, because one thing to remember is this is playoff action. Right. This is District 4. This is also one and done. You lose here, you go home. I will agree with you that I think if there's a major factor involved here, is the fact that Troy has not had a lot of playoff experience. It's not a program that have seen district playoffs a lot, and sometimes that comes into play, plus the fact that they have traveled a long distance to get here. This is a very long ride for Troy to be here tonight, so we expect a good game. We expect, I mean, obviously at the beginning of the game you expect Mount Carmel to win this game, to tell you the truth. I mean, if you're looking at them heads up and you're going to compare them, Troy on the offensive side of the ball will run a lot but do not throw a lot. They are not a big throwing team. Threw for just about 550 yards or so, much less than 50% accuracy. So they throw if it's a problem. They throw if they're behind. They throw if they really have to, but they prefer not to. So that's going to play, I think, a little bit into Mount Carmel Area's hands, as they have had a very stout defense this year, especially against the run. So it will remain to see what happens there. But we get ready to kick off. We're having the introduction of players, as this is district play, and you go through a little bit more to start the game off. Again, the 699 sitting on the roof above us. The spotlight's been on it for 2 weeks now. This win would be the one that pushes us over 700, make us only the 5th team in the United States, and certainly the 1st team in the state of Pennsylvania ever to reach that milestone. Still a lot of pressure on those kids wearing red down there tonight. They've been thinking about it since last week, I'm sure, as had the whole community. But just as importantly here is winning 700. It's winning just to keep moving, because you've got to move on to get to the district championship game. If we can win tonight, we of course will play here at Mount Carmel Area again in the Silver Bowl. That's a nice thing to be able to stay home and play these big games.
And again, that would be between the winner of the Towanda and the Wyalusing game.
Wyalusing traveling to Towanda again to meet Towanda. They met them last week, so a little bit of an odd situation where two teams in the season with each other and then open the playoffs again in the same type of play. So be interesting to see how that turns out up there. Of course, we know Wyalusing. We have not seen Towanda. We had played Towanda regular season a few years back, but have not seen them since. So we'll see how that thing turns out. It's always tough when you have to beat a team twice in a row like that. So I'm sure they have their hands full too. So Mount Carmel area now ready to take the field and come bursting through that big sign down there.
Montoursville and losing to Montoursville, and that was our only loss towards the end of the season that year also. And boy, it sparked that team the same way that I think it is going to spark this team tonight.
Yeah, they look, I mean, they look pretty ready to play right now, just from the sideline view of them. Of course, there are some milestones that we'll be watching tonight. Jose is able to come to the mic and talk to us maybe during the quarter break. He is live down there and even at halftime. We'll watch some again, there are very few records left that John Veach has not broken. He is in reach of one tonight. We'll talk about it as he gets closer to it. In fact, we'll talk about it a lot as Jose, with Jose. Jose truly is the numbers guy here.
Oh, definitely.
He rattled off about 52 different things before the game about what John has accomplished and the 4 or 5 things he needs to do yet to break every single record in Mount Carmel area history. But we'll let him talk about that a little bit, maybe even at halftime or after the game, certainly. But we'll keep you posted as the game goes. Just another monumental night for John Veach, and as we have seen. And remember, folks, if you look at Mount Carmel area and you look in the last 4 years, you're starting to see this playoff run again. And it's the last playoff run in John Veach's high school career. So I would, you know, I know I will be watching him. The Trojans are about to kick off. Number 8 is Watson, or I'm sorry, 69 kicks off. That's Garrison.
Goes to Vince Jasenchak.
Jasenchak up the middle there on a short kick, and he takes it up to the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Mount Carmel area as they start the game. But I would really think that everybody who's watching this game, if you watch these things, you got to pay special attention to number 25 as this career is winding down now. It is something that you may never see no matter how long you watch high school football. You want to keep that in your back of your mind. Shinsky will bring him up. Veach will be the tailback. Of course, the big guy, Ziegler, the fullback in front of him, and he's going to go right to Veach. And Veach comes right around the end, looking for a block from Clea. He gets it, and Clea puts 21 down. He just barely managed to take Veach down at the 40-yard line. So a 20-yard gain to start the game off for John. 1st and 10, Mount Carmel area now in Trojan territory at the 40-yard line.
Great block by Ziegler that time, kicking the defensive end out. The defensive end didn't even want any part of it. Did move out of the way and gave John Veach plenty of room to skirt down the sidelines.
Shinsky will hand it to Veach the other way this time. He's going to be brought down in the backfield this time by 8. Number 8 is Watson, the linebacker. He's a guy you want to watch. He's going to go offense and defense, and one of the better players on their team. The field is, of course, wet, but it's in extremely good condition. Of course, you're watching this on a Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Friday. There was about 24 hours of rain here, some heavy, but it looks in very good condition. Of course, 8 weeks without rain, and there was a lot of soaking up to do there, so there's nothing on the field. There's no puddling or anything like that. It's just a little wet. I don't think it'll affect either team's running attack. As Shinsky drops back to pass, plenty of time to pass. He finds Jasenchak over the middle. He was sitting down about the 26-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 now for the Red Tornadoes. Well, actually 3rd down and 10, a very long 9.
Yeah, great blocking. Let's go over the interior line. 55, Dave Shoppy. Number 69, the guard, Nick Cuff. Number 54, Randy Swank. Number 50, Matt Booker. Number 59, Nick Bierster. And, of course, out on that pass pattern in the center of the field, number 6, Vince Jasenchak.
Number 8 goes back. Shinsky's looking and looking and looking. He finds Clea down there, just high for Clea. 21 on the coverage for the Trojans, and that's Mark Matthews. So Mount Carmel area now faced with a 4th down and 9, and we're going to see where they may look to punt, and they will. Shinsky will punt. They're going to try to pin the Trojans deep down in their own territory, so he'll be punting from just about midfield. Shinsky lets it rip. Matthews is looking at it. It takes a good bounce and is going to bounce into the end zone where it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line where the Trojans will go on offense for the first time tonight in this District 4 playoff game. Look for number 18. That's Cody Martin. He'll be the quarterback here for the Trojans. And you will watch a lot of players come in and out of that backfield.
Now, of the completions that he has thrown this year, I think there was like 34 completions, or 27 of them have gone to Mark Matthews, number 21. He's his prime receiver.
He does open up, as we had said. You got Watson, number 8, in there, the big guy. He's kind of the fullback, and Burchard is 31. We pitch it to Burchard. Burchard comes around the end, and Dillo makes a great tackle. I mean, that's what saves the touchdown. You're the only guy in that isolation, and Dillo does a fine job. Burchard will get out to about the 24 for a gain of 4. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6.
Now, we saw that play last week. They come out, the Trojans come out running the option play. Straight dive to the fullback. Quarterback keeps and pitches it to the pitch man, takes the corner, and Dillo comes up and makes a beautiful tackle.
Martin's going to run a little bit of the option there. He pitches it to Burchard, and Yasenchak will bring Burchard down back at the original line of scrimmage at the 20-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 10 as Yasenchak shoots the gap. You'll see a replay here of Yasenchak, and watch how quickly he makes it into the lineup here. Watch, you'll see that there he is there. You see the streak of red coming out of there. Right there, he's chasing him down, and Burchard can't make the turn. A lot of penetration from the Red Tornadoes there.
The big play came from Cuff that time. Cuff makes a straight run right for the quarterback, and what you do there is you force the quarterback to pitch early.
Raining heavily now. It's starting to rain really quickly, and it's coming down pretty fast as Martin goes back to pass, and he's winging it down here to number 22. He was looking for Calago on the pass pattern, but he got a little bit too far, so it'll bring up a 4th and 10, and the Trojans will have to kick from their own 20-yard line. Calago is the guy that we had expected to see in the backfield, so he didn't start, but what he has done is apparently change positions a little bit here. You can see just out of the reach of Calago's hands. And again, a team that is not known for passing. It's windy and it's raining, so I don't think you're going to see them do a lot of that tonight.
Ooh, Cuff in there, real tight.
Garrison kicks it back to Veach, and Veach is going to come around and try to cross the 50, but he's not going to make it to the 50 as number 31 on the play, Stephen Burchard, and that's the guy in the backfield, makes the stop just short. I mean, a couple inches short of the midfield mark where the Red Tornadoes will take over 1st and 10.
Cuff in his normal pressure there on punts going in, and he did get a hand up and almost had a block there that time.
And the rain's still coming down. The umbrellas have popped up a little bit here as we hand it to Ziegler right up the middle, and Ziegler's going to pop out 5 yards right away down to the Trojan 45-yard line as Mount Carmel area crosses over the midfield stripe.
And on that play, take a look at who is laying right behind Ziegler, and that was number 55. Dave Shoppy had driven his man back at least 5 yards downfield.
Second and 5 for Shinsky, hands it to Veach. Veach will pick up about 3 of those yards and bring up a 3rd and 2 now for the Red Tornadoes down at the Trojan 42-yard line.
Matt Watson coming in from his left linebacker position there to make the tackle, and that's about the 3rd tackle that he's been in on.
Yeah, Watson's definitely the guy to watch on defense for the Trojans. He's going to be all over the place. He is a heck of a player.
Yeah, they're running in a 5-2, and they're bringing their corner defensive men up right off the defensive end position.
Veach again, and Veach is not going to get it as he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage this time. Number 27 in the lineup there is Ryan Blaze, and really did a nice job down along with 30, Josh Bohr. So the Red Tornadoes now come up with a 4th down. It's 4th and 2 as he just got to the line of scrimmage, and the Trojans broke that play up. Mount Carmel area now looks like they're going to go for it. They're not going to go back and kick, and this was almost the exact position they kicked from in the first offensive series, so they're going to go for it with 2 yards now. And Veach will pick that up and then some, as Veach will come all the way down to the Trojan 35-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Again, with the defense that the Trojans are running, if you take a look, they're running in a 5-2 defense, but they're bringing their corner man up right outside the linebacker position, or outside the defensive end. And you see that we are having more success running to the outside in this second series and first series of downs than we are up the middle. We're able to shield everybody off so John can get to the sidelines and pick up the extra yardage.
Again to Veach. This time over to tackle spot as he leaps his way down inside the 30-yard line down to the Trojan 27-yard line.
I think he goes right over Ziegler here. Ziegler goes down low for the block. John right up the middle.
2nd down and 1 there, 9-yard gain on the play for Veach. As he tosses to Veach now, going right, picks his way down, and Veach will be brought down, probably looking around the 22-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 as the Red Tornadoes now marching towards the Trojan goal line.
Nick Cuff pulling from his guard position, his left guard position, and kicking out on the end. I mean, totally laid him out on his back that time. Beautiful block.
Rain continuing to fall here early in the first quarter of play, as we had thought it ended, and it hadn't rained for about an hour and a half, but it's now back again. Veach left side, Veach big hole this time. And Veach is going to take it down to about the 11-yard line. Number 18 on the play for the Trojans, and that is Cody Martin, the quarterback, playing in his safety position, brings Veach down, but not before it's going to be another 1st down. Well, watch where they place it, because
look at this. Look at this. Look at the kick out there by Ziegler. Ziegler blowing a hole in the left side of the line for John to go through.
It's going to be 1st down and 10. I'm waiting to see. He's holding the ball to try to keep it dry. It's going to be 1st down and goal. It's 1st and goal. The other line marker is down. So 1st and goal from the 10 for the Red Tornadoes. It'll be 2nd down now as they place the ball inside the 10 at the 6.
Ziegler picking up 4 yards up the center of the line, right over Randy Swank, number 54, and Matt Booker, number 50.
So bring up a 2nd down and 6 yards for the touchdown. Wind really blowing heavily now right into the Tornadoes' faces, the way it's coming in right now with the rain. Veach again, and Veach will be brought down very quickly this time, and we'll see who gets up out of that pile, and it's... No, he won't turn. If he turns, I'll tell you. It's 69 there. It's Garrison. Garrison coming out of that defensive tackle position down there to bring Veach down. So no gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 6. Trojans toughen up when they need to sometimes there, Wayne.
Right in the center of the field. We said even in the first series of downs, we weren't doing too much up the center.
This time we're going to pass. As Shinsky looks, Shinsky's going to be brought down. No, actually he's not. He's still up there for a while. He will eventually be brought down, and that's number 27 down there, Ryan Blaze, for the Trojans. So a big loss for the Tornadoes, and they're back now at their 20-yard line, where it's 4th and goal. The 15. It's 4th and goal from the 15-yard line now for the Red Tornadoes. Shinsky is brought down by the Trojans.
Dave tried everything. I was watching it through the binoculars. Number 87, the defensive end, had a shirt, and he was still looking downfield until number 27 came over and wrapped Dave up and made sure that he was not going to throw that football.
An official timeout on the field here. I didn't see a flag go down. I just see a timeout, and now the Red Tornadoes. The Trojans called timeout. Coach Brennan was on the field so quickly, I thought he had done it, but no. So the Trojans call a timeout to see what they want to do here. The Red Tornadoes, of course, in a 4th and goal from the 15. Not your best position to have that happen to you. Here early in the, about the midpoint here or more, with 4:11 remaining in the first period of play. So the rain may be affecting a little bit, Wayne. I don't know. Well, it's coming down heavy again right now. It is raining very heavy right now on the field.
Even though you have a helmet on and everything, when you're in a pass pattern and everything else, and Dave's going back to pass, you have that water droplet that actually forms on the front of your helmet, and it does drop down in your face, and it is irritating. You have the face guard on, everything else, and that's wet. And you know, you have a tendency to blink at times because of the water, but it is coming. It is raining heavy.
So Coach Brennan took in his 4th and goal from the 15 plate, and he spreads everybody right except Ziegler sitting in the backfield. As we flood that right side, Shinsky looks and looks and looks, and now he runs, and he's going to trot his way down there, and he got down to about the 1, and they turned him away at about the 1 yard line. So the Trojans hold the Red Tornadoes as Shinsky makes a valiant effort to get into the end zone, but is turned away. They'll eventually put the ball down at the 2 yard line. It is going to be first down for the Trojans at the 2 yard line as they turn Shinsky away. And here you'll watch it on the replay. You'll see the lane Shinsky sees. That's why he goes. And now you're going to watch him. You notice 81 hasn't even turned yet. But here they go, and that's right at the goal line as they begin to stand him up and keep him from going in. And he just wasn't able to pop it over, so Martin brings him up. And he's going to hand it a fullback, and the fullback is going nowhere. He lost a yard on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 11 from the 1 as Watson is piled up down there.
Ziegler, Matsura, Yasenchak getting off that pile.
So the Red Tornado defense a little bit angry right now as they turn the Trojans back. The Trojans can't afford to lose any more yardage or it'll be a safety as they're now at their own 1 yard line where it's 2nd down and 11.
Boy, the way they ran that defensive play, you sort of thought they knew exactly where the ball was going.
You almost thought they had an inkling on that one the way it went. This time we hand it to Burchard, and Burchard is stopped right at the 1 yard line again for no gain. 3rd and 11 now. Again, the Red Tornado defense stiffens there.
Randy Swank gets up. He took his tackle on the offense, held his ground at the 1 yard line, and still makes the tackle. Great defensive play.
So the Red Tornado defense definitely stingy here on the 2nd offensive series for the Trojans as they definitely wanted to gain some room here before they have to punt it away. Spreads him wide right and left here. I can't believe he's going to pass, though, although he is.
Yep.
And he's in definite trouble, and they put him down. They're going to say that he got the ball off before Cuff leveled him. That was a very close call for grounding, but it'll bring up 4th down and 11. And now, unfortunately for the Trojans, they need to kick from a short kicking stance inside their own end zone.
Now, normally you're 12 to 15 yards back, but he's going to be 11. And he cannot step on that end line back there. He's got to stay in a little bit from that also.
Well, Garrison gets it off. Nice kick, a nice kick, as he booms it back over the 45 yard line where the Red Tornadoes will let it roll. It will roll dead at the Trojan 48 yard line. So the ball's still in Trojan territory, but that was a gutsy kick by Garrison as he needed to get the ball out of the end zone, and he did just that.
Especially with the pressure that he got off of Nick Cuff, number 69, number 40, Ziegler. Both of them were in there, right standing in front of his face, but excellent kick, and that's what you need. You just need to concentrate on what you need to do as a punter, as a specialty team kicker, and don't worry about what the defense is doing.
Shinsky brings him up 1st and 10. He's going to pitch to Veach. Veach going left, now reverses his field. Still on his feet, and Veach still on his feet. Watson will bring him down, but not before he goes down to the Trojan 38 yard line, and that's a hard run by Veach.
The hard run, and take a look. Once he gets past the line of scrimmage, watch out, a burst of speed, and he picks up 5 yards automatically before he is taken down.
That's what has pretty much, epitomized the Veach run in all these years. And watch him. He's hit by how many guys here? And you think he's going down, and it's not before Watson can actually tackle him down there before he goes. So it's a 2nd down and 1 on the 9 yard gain, and Ziegler, the big fullback, and he's still rambling. He'll pick up the 1st down and more all the way down to the Trojan 31 yard line where it's 1st and 10.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave Shoppy, 59, 55, 69, Nick Cuff, Swank, 54, Matt Booker. They just shield the whole left side of the line.
Here's a replay of Ziegler. Yep. Wayne, look at him. Watch this one right. That's Ziegler.
And nobody was there.
21, they're hanging on for dear life as Ziegler whacks him going around. So 1st and 10 now. The rain continuing to fall. The wind in the Tornadoes' faces. Veach goes right, and he's just tripped up as he crosses over the 30 down to about the Trojan 29-yard line or so. Pick up only about a yard in the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Red Tornadoes.
You see now the field coming into play a little bit.
Yep.
John slipped that time. Right in that area from about the 30-yard line into the goal line. There is a muddy strip right in the center of the field, and that's where John just slipped.
Right up the middle, and there's Ziegler, the fullback, and he pounds his way down very close. In fact, he has gained the 1st down as he puts it inside the 20-yard line down to the Trojan 19-yard line.
Some great blocking in the center of the line between Swank, Nick Cuff, and Dave Shoppy on the left-hand side for Ziegler to now continue his average. It has been continuing at 7 to 8 yards per carry all season long.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes, and we hand it to Veach. Veach going right, and he's met right there in the middle by the Trojans, and that's big number 79 getting off the pile down there. That's Dan May. So Dan May comes up and makes a nice hit on Veach. Veach will gain about a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Rain again, it's funny how the rain, you can see it in the wind when you're looking through the lights here. It is really pummeling itself down here right now. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the 1st quarter play. Almost snuck up on me, Wayne.
Yeah, it did.
My goodness. With the score, Mount Carmel area 0 and the Trojans of Troy 0. As we get ready to start this 2nd quarter of play here at the Silver Bowl, it takes me a moment to remind you that this is WKMC-TV. We are the broadcasting arm of Mount Carmel Area High School. We are broadcasting directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area High School. Catch us every Wednesday night of the football season on Channel 13 at 8 o'clock, courtesy of the Service Electric cable system. And of course, KMC TV is live in the morning at 7:30, Channel 13. You want to catch us live and get it. You don't catch us because we're not up at 7:30, but you want to catch the real people are on this TV at 7:30. But to know all there is to know about Mount Carmel Area High School and its related programs and things that are happening there. So we give it to Veach, and Veach goes right up the middle for a big gain. Brings up a 3rd down now, and we'll say, when they finally set it in there, 3rd down and about 5, it's going to look like when it's all said and done. 3rd down and 4. So 3rd and 4 now for the Red Tornadoes. They've been bouncing around in Trojan territory the entire game, but have not put any points on the board.
We've been down in the red zone down there, right inside the 20, and this is about the 3rd time down. And they do stiffen up in the center of that line. They are keying on John with 2 men, the linebacker and one of the linemen.
Penalty flags fly. I believe the Red Tornadoes were able to draw the Trojans off. I didn't see us move.
No.
They were moving around on their own, but let's see what they call. I saw the Trojans move. I didn't see the Red Tornadoes move, and it was a hard count to try to get them to come across. They did. It'll be 1st and 10 as they went for the Shinsky hard count. He did a nice job in there. So the Red Tornadoes now get a kind of a cheapy 1st down.
Well, it's 1st and goal now from about the 8-yard line.
So we've been here before, and this time we'll see what the Red Tornadoes have in store, as I'm sure they'd like to punch it over the goal line finally, as they've knocked at the door several times here tonight.
Yeah. A lot of the success has been coming to the outside, trying to get John to the sidelines.
Gonna go to Veach. Veach cuts it over that tack position, still on his feet, and Veach is gonna go down about the 6-inch line.
I'll tell you what, his 3rd attempt almost got him over the goal line that time. That's the intensity that John runs with.
Look at this here. I mean, you're going to see, you can see the normal move. But watch this now.
One hit. Look at that.
His feet were off the ground, and he still kept rolling as he got him back down. And Watson has to stop him finally and again, you're going to see about the 1-yard line where they place it at. So it brings up 2nd down now and 1. And they've been there right before this too. But Ziegler this time says, no more fooling around.
And he walks in.
Let's take it in and kind of waltzes his way in the end zone. So just like that, at the 10:29 mark of the 2nd quarter of play, here it is Mount Carmel area 6 and the Trojans 0. And Mount Carmel area will go in to attempt the extra point. And we believe that we're going to see the big guy, number 6, Yasenchak, attempting the extra point here tonight as he tries to get his shoes on. And he was trying not to step down in the wet grass at the same time. So I don't blame him. So Zinski will take the snap, and the big guy, number 6, will attempt this. And I got to tell you, the wind is swirling all over the stadium. But it didn't swirl for him as he nails it. And in fact, I think he knocked somebody over in the stands over there when it finally hit. So that'll put the score at Mount Carmel area 7, the Trojans 0, and Mount Carmel area will be lining up to kick off. Give us some time to remind you that, of course, you want to get to the Supper Club tomorrow night. In playoff action, it's even better when you get to hear all the little nuances and all the little things that are happening and really get kind of an insider view of what the playoffs for a high school team is like. And they discuss travel arrangements and stuff like that, stuff you don't hear a lot about. You can hear all that at Supper Club. You know, you can hear what that next team's bringing. Of course, Wyalusing, team we'd seen before. We'll see what Coach thinks about, you know, if they are the winner, what they'll be bringing, or Towanda. You get the rundown of both of those teams, whichever one shows up. What to expect, what to look for, who the guys are you want to watch play. So really, it's a great time. It's a great meal. The Matucci's have been at their usual fabulous best with us, as they always have. Truly one of the great families in Mount Carmel area athletics.
And a great supporter of any of the athletics that have gone on over the years at Mount Carmel.
So Mount Carmel area is going to kick it off, and the big guy Yasenchak will do the honors as he lines up. You know, you look at Yasenchak, it looks like he played about 6 quarters already, or only at the beginning of the second. So you can tell what he's doing. He kind of knuckles it and puts it out of bounds. So it goes out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 35 if the Trojans so choose to. And I believe they do. They're going to let it sit there. We saw that the first time last week, we saw them not do that. The Seals said no, kick it again. But tonight you're going to see the Trojans say, we're happy at the 35, so put it down, let us get going. We just hear over our headphones, there is a report of lightning in the area. We'll keep you posted on that. Mount Carmel area's WKMC TV will not be using its sideline cameras while this is occurring. So the sideline and the end zone camera will be down as we watch the skies here. A pitch out to Burchard. Burchard makes the cut, but a nice play again by Dillo. And this time he did it with a blocker on him and still brought Burchard down.
Yeah, Dillo's been playing some great defensive ball coming up. You know, it's difficult for a defensive back to do this. You're looking at the quarterback. You don't want to get caught looking into the backfield, and you have to come up and make sure that you make that tackle, and that's exactly what he does.
I mean, shoestring tackle, but he did it with a blocker on. That's the 2nd time now he spoiled that play for Burchard. Brings up a 2nd down and 6 as Burchard got 4 on the play. And we're going to have an offside on the Trojans as the guy way out here to the left, number 21, was offside as he was trying to strain to hear the signals. And, of course, with the wind blowing the way it is, that's a difficult thing when he's so far away from the quarterback signals. But a penalty, and it'll bring back, so it'll make it 2nd down and 11 for the Trojans now. And the ball will be placed back down probably around the 34-yard line. Maybe.
Well, you see the play that they were running to this side again was the option play, and they seem to think that that's going to be their play to stay in this game if they can get their runners to the outside.
2nd about 11 now for the Trojans as Martin hands it right up the middle, and Watson, the fullback's going nowhere as he stopped for about a yard if he got even that.
Booker, number 50, in on that tackle. 55, Dave Shoppy, also in on it.
3rd down and about 10, a very long 9, but it's about 10 for the Trojans.
The one that does create the havoc in there is number 31, Dave Brown. Dave is doing the stunt work in there and trying to draw the center to one side or the other and giving everybody else a clear shot at whoever the running back is.
Martin goes back to pass. He was trying to get it out to 22, and he does. Calago's going to take it all the way up to the 45-yard line, where it's going to be probably a 1st down, depending where. Yes, it is a 1st down where they sat it down at. So Calago on the pass play for Martin, and a nice play you see here as Calago got outside of everybody. Here comes Vincey, and there you saw what could have been a clip.
Yeah.
I thought Wayne thought he saw that at first. I looked at it as it's coming by, and I was wondering what Coach Brennan was pointing at, and that's exactly what he was pointing at. He thought it was too. So it's 1st and 10 now for the Trojans at their own 45-yard line. And Martin's going to run that option again. Ziegler brings him down, this time Burchard. Ooh. And again, Burchard only going to pick up a couple of yards on the play.
Dave Shoppy coming from his tackle position to make that tackle out on the left-hand side, with Dillo coming up as a second to help out. Take a look at Dave Shoppy here, fighting off the defender and coming straight across the line to make a great tackle.
Yep, I mean, if he hadn't, Dillo would have done his normal on that play, but this time you're seeing Shoppy, and Shoppy's getting used to that now. He's starting to see what it is, and when he sees now, you can see the speed as he closed on Burchard coming across the line. So Burchard picks up a yard only, and he'll bring up 2nd and 9 for Martin, and he wants to pass again, and this time he looks downfield. He was trying to get it down there. Actually, the ball was short.
81.
He was looking at 81 down there, and that's Bamak. But the ball came short, but a penalty flag late, and I believe the Red Tornadoes are going to be called for roughing the passer.
Yeah.
It will be, so it'll be a big one for the Red Tornadoes.
A lot of pressure, though, on the quarterback that time, and, you know, you just have to, that's a judgment call on that one. There had to be at least 4 Tornadoes sitting on top of that quarterback at that time.
So the penalty will push the ball over midfield and down into Red Tornado territory, about the 39-yard line when it goes down, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans, and they have their biggest threat of the football game here. The ball at the 39 as Martin will take the snap. He hands it right at the middle to Watson, the fullback, and this time Watson's got plenty of room, and it's going to take Veach to take Watson out of bounds, which he normally does. I'm sorry, Lentini. That's Lentini as Watson cracks up the middle and breaks loose, and the Trojans are now in scoring position inside the Mount Carmel area 10, about the 7-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal. Troy Trojans. All set up by a penalty.
Yeah.
And that's how quickly it can turn on you. The Trojans, I believe, or no, the referees have called a timeout here as
change the ball.
Fixing something here. Now we're fixing something on the sidelines too. There's a problem here.
Look at the rain swirling.
Well, I can't tell what it is at the moment. I remind you that we are continuing to watch the skies as reported lightning now in the area. As this weather system moves through, it is growing colder and windier as we speak, and the rain continues to pelt the field here at Mount Carmel area. Red Tornadoes now, the ball finally was placed down on the 6-yard line. It is 1st and goal from the 6. And the Trojans bring it up, and they're going to hand it to the big guy at the middle, Watson. Ooh. Watson will pick up about a yard on the play.
He actually picked up a yard. Yeah. That's hard to believe. Cuff went up in the air and hog-tied him on the way down. If you take a look at the quarterback, though, when he's running these option plays now, Cuff and Ziegler have sort of talked to him a little bit, I think, because they've sort of labeled him a couple times on that pitch play. Now he's only taken 2 steps. He's not even taking it down the line of scrimmage, and he's pitching the ball before he needs to.
So 2nd and 5 now for the touchdown. And this time we give it to Burchard, and Burchard puts it in. The little guy squirts through, and at the 6:51 mark of the 2nd quarter, the Troy Trojans have drawn within 1 of the Red Tornadoes as the penalty on the big 15-yard penalty propels them into Mount Carmel area territory, and then the Watson run. So the Red Tornadoes are scored upon here in the 2nd period as they're going to set up for the kick. And I'm going to see who's kicking here. 69, Garrison, that's going to be the big guy. Bo Garrison, in fact, it's Bo Garrison. And Bo puts it through and ties the score at 7-7 here in this District 4 playoff action as the Trojans over there have new life and they are celebrating as momentum has changed here. The Red Tornadoes need to regroup a little bit as the Trojans have tied it up.
I'll tell you what, the offense that time, after that penalty, after the 15-yard penalty, did put some holes into the defensive line on the right-hand side to pick up 2-yard gains after that play. There was the 20-yard run all the way down to about the 6-yard line, and then, of course, the touchdown run where nobody even laid a hand on him, and he did walk in.
So Garrison's going to line up to kick it off.
Now again, in the opening kickoff, we saw that he did kick short. I guess he does not want either that, or he cannot kick it down far enough. I see that John and Pilarski are up.
Yeah, very shallow compared to what we usually see them. Well, there's an I don't know what that was. He goes again to Yasenchak, his second punt return of the evening.
Look at Vincent. Look at Vincent.
Down the sideline this time. He kicks it off really oddly. He doesn't have much of a step up to the ball, and then he gets it up high, almost like an onside.
And again, I think that's probably a designed play. Watch Vincey with the burst of speed.
Look at
this, 215 pound. Watch this. I'll take that hit. I'll keep my balance there. Okay,
just take a hit here. I'll keep going there too.
Keep honest. Look at the camera can't even keep up with him.
Senchak with a fine return. He brings it over midfield where Mount Carmel area takes over 1st and 10 on the Troy 48. And we go right to Veach. And Veach will come up over the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Again, a 4 in the play, 2nd and 6.
Number 69, Bo Garrison, making a shoestring tackle that time. He came in from his right side position, defensive side tackle, and just lunged for John's legs and tripped John up. Number 1, Medalis in, split left.
Put Veach in motion there, and he just loops around, trying to get a little bit of momentum. He'll take it down to the 41-yard line. 3-yard gain on the play. Bring up a 3rd down now and about 4.
Definitely spreading out the defense. We had a wide slot to the right and wide slot or split man way to the left, and hoping to spread everybody out so John could hit a seam.
Shinsky looks to pass. He's looking over there for Clea. And number 21 on the play, and that was Matthews. And Matthews made a nice play on Clea to separate the ball from him. Of course, the ball wet. It's going to bring up a 4th down now for the Red Tornadoes, and we'll see what they decide they want to do as they're sitting down at their 41-yard line of the Trojans. They're going to go for it. Yeah. As Medalis is going to come into the game for the Red Tornadoes with the play.
No, that's Matsura.
I'm sorry, Matsura, not Medalis. I got the M's right anyway.
Oh, we got Lashinsky's right now. Now you got the M's wrong.
Pilarski problem solved, and I got the Medalis Matsura problem to go now. Veach will turn it upfield, and he's going to be very close to the 1st down. In fact, I believe he picked it up.
Yeah.
That was a hard run right at the end. You saw that smash that he gave to get it over,
again,
and he does.
The thing that you notice, again, is that we are splitting everybody out, and there's some nice downfield blocking, giving John enough room to the outside. We're having more success when we get to the outside of the tackles than we are in the interior of that defensive line.
Veach again, this time he's stopped in the backfield as Watson penetrated the line, and he'll take Veach down behind the line of scrimmage, or at least very close to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 2nd down, and 2nd down and 10, because he gained no yardage whatsoever on the play. Here you'll see Watson, number 8. You weren't going to see, you almost saw it. But Watson, number 8, is going to penetrate, and you can see where he's at on the play in the Mount Carmel backfield. So he's having a whale of a game. Ashinsky looks to pass. He fakes to Clea. He sends Clea deep now. Matthews on the coverage. Right at the sideline. It goes incomplete. It will bring up 3rd down and 10, and there's a flag sitting in the Mount Carmel area backfield.
That's never good.
Nope.
That time Clea running a stop and go. That time a fake by Dave Shinsky, about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, and what you're hoping to do is to draw that halfback, that defensive back, number 21, in a little bit closer. Josh releases and then takes off downfield. Number 21 did not go for the fake. Matthews, he stayed his ground all the way down, another 5 yards downfield from where Josh had hooked up at, and never went for the fake, and that was the reason why he was so close to Josh when he got down there.
So penalty on the Red Tornadoes is going to take the ball back to about the 40, just about midfield actually. It's very close to midfield. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 22 for the Red Tornadoes. And they have been lethargic, I would say, so far in this 1st half of play. time Shinsky looks to pass, good protection. He finds Matsura, and just through his hands as the ball is extremely slippery. And you can see the field now starting to show some mud, Wayne, as the rain continues to fall on it.
Well, that's what I said before in the center. Not so much where they're at right now, but more to the left, to the northern end of the field. But you can see that the ball is playing a little bit different here. A little high on the passes. It is slippery, and you know that's not only slippery for the receivers, but it's also slippery for Dave.
Yeah, it's windy and it's slippery, so you got a bad combination here if you're a quarterback, as things are turning ugly here as the weather conditions continue to deteriorate. He looks to, he's hit from behind. I don't know if that's a fumble. Shinsky gets whacked from behind. He never saw it coming. Looked a lot worse than it probably was, but that definitely took him down. It'll bring up third down now and 22. Fourth down, I'm sorry, that was third down. It's 4th and 22 now. And now the Red Tornadoes will punt, as they have looked kind of ugly here in the last few minutes.
I'll tell you what, that was rather serious. Number 69 did come in from the back and makes a tackle, and Dave did slip with his front foot and did look very awkward when he went down.
4 minutes and 21 seconds left. Flags are flying. They're going to block it, and they do block it. And they're fumbling around down there as Shinsky dives in the pile, but a block on the kick. That's Calago with the recovery. I think Garrison blocked it. And the Red Tornadoes are not like we have seen them. They are definitely not sharp here. And the Trojans are taking advantage of them. There was a penalty flag on the play, and we'll wait to see what that is. I believe that went against us, and I believe the Trojans certainly are going to decline it and let it go. The refs were still talking about it, so they haven't made any decision there. You saw the block down there, and now you see Calago trying to get over to it. You have a illegal man downfield, I believe, on the, So the Trojans will say, we don't care, we want the ball. It's at midfield. They'll take it over 1st and 10, and they have the big M momentum with them as they are looking sharper and sharper here. And the Red Tornadoes looking kind of duller and duller at the 4:14 mark of the second period of play. Burchard, he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage that time.
Swank.
The foul is Swank.
Swank, number 54, coming up with the big play from his left tackle position here. Take a look at the penetration that he makes. Right in, makes the tackle. Nice tackle.
Actually, Ziegler nailed the blocking back, put him down. Burchard was trying to maneuver around that whack, and Swank nailed him, but Ziegler also a part on that play as he came in from that side and crashed into the blocking back. It'll bring up a second down and a long 10 now, as he lost a little bit of yardage there as Martin goes back to pass.
He's looking over there for number 22.
Swank is looking down there, and they're going to look it downfield. They look for Calago on the sidelines, and Calago couldn't get it as he was under a heavy rush.
Well, I'll tell you what, the one that made the play there was number 40, Ziegler. Ziegler, take a look here. Take a look at the flare man, number 22, going out on the pattern, and Ziegler sees him. And Ziegler is now just floating out there and taking that pass out of the play.
See how slippery the field is there. You see Swank go down. The field is deteriorating. It is continuing to rain hard here, and the field is starting to give up a little bit as they're working on it. And that's when you're going to start seeing it move. So footing becoming more treacherous here, and I believe if it continues to rain in this fashion, this is going to become more of a ground game as it's becoming extremely treacherous to try to throw the ball into these swirling winds. Martin looks up there, intercepted by Veach. And Veach has a head of steam, and he has Clea blocking for him, and Veach is going to cross over the 50 down to the Trojan, I'm going to say the Trojan 46 or 7 yard line. They're on the near sideline. I can't tell, but
you see what John Veach brings. He's the free safety back there. He's just floating around. The receiver tips the ball, and John Veach is right there to make the catch on the tip.
That was Matthews was the receiver. He did all he could. The ball got thrown behind him, and he turned and tried to get it. And when he did, he tipped it up, and Veach pulled it down. So Mount Carmel area on an interception by Veach takes the ball over. The ball is placed down at the 48-yard line of the Trojans. 43. Yeah, 43-yard line of the Trojans.
Now you see we are making more progress going to the outside. We're trapping them to the inside. They cannot swarm as much. They have a great swarming defense when they run the ball up into the center of that line. But as soon as we kick it to the outside, we're getting some great blocking downfield for John to pick up that 8-9 yards, and he is almost breaking it open.
Right up the middle is Ziegler now, and he's still going as he pounds his way very close to the first down. We'll see where they place it down before we call it.
Yeah, Ziegler gets hit here right in the backfield.
It is a first down.
Look at this. Zoop. Right in the back of Swank, he hits, and he picks up an extra 4 yards on a great second effort. Picks up the first down also. John Veach split wide right. Ziegler the only back in the backfield.
As we look to pass, we look right at Veach. Nice defensive play by the Trojans. In fact, a very nice defensive play. That's number 21 on the play, Matthews. He's their best cover guy. And you can judge this one for yourself when you see it. It's slow-mo down, and there is interference. That's pass interference any way you want to cut it. But that is the way it works. They did not call it. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now for the Red Tornadoes. That's the joy of having instant replay there, where you can actually tell that. This time Veach, and he's got a head of steam on him, and he breaks loose. Makes one of the best cuts you can do it, and it's over. There's no way he's keeping him out of the end zone. And in fact, very close to a personal foul, even at the end zone, as Calago was the only guy who could have stopped him, and it's like throwing yourself in front of a train.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's running with authority this time. There was no stopping John once he got the ball. He knew what he wanted to do. He was looking for the first down, but then as soon as he got past the line of scrimmage, he saw the open field to the right and kicks it to the right for some extra yardage.
So at the 2:09 mark, the Red Tornadoes pop back onto the scoreboard and take a 13-7 lead as Yasenchak now lines it up for the second extra point attack. A high snap, and Shinsky's looking, and he's going to be broken up down there by Calago. So the high snap messes up the kick. And at the 2:09 mark, the score remains Mount Carmel area, Red Tornadoes 13, and the Trojans of Troy 7.
Here's the replay of the touchdown. Take a look at John once he gets through the line of scrimmage. He looks to the right, he sees the open field.
Right there, you see that right there?
Yep.
That was the cut.
Take a look at number 81, he just fell on his face on that cut.
Now watch this, you're gonna see Calago. Now watch, you think Calago's gonna keep him out of the end zone. Think again, because that just wasn't gonna happen. So the Red Tornadoes spark a little bit here on offense as they have looked kind of, I don't know, sluggish, I would say would be the word. I mean, it's a good defense, but they've hurt themselves with some penalties and not exactly looked as sharp as we have seen them in parts of the season. And I'm sure Coach Brennan's going to have one of those sincere talks at halftime with them, the way it looks.
Well, don't forget now, you're coming into playoffs, and I don't care who you're playing at any one point in time. And you know, we've learned over the years that any team can beat you at any time during the year, and certainly, you know, coming into the district, they're going to play their best also, and the Trojans have come to play.
But Dallas kicks off, as we cannot keep track of who's kicking where anymore. That's Watson with the ball, the big guy, right up the middle. And Watson's going to be brought down there by Matt Sura, number 21, with a little help from
Kerpridge, number 37. And number 45, Mike Lashinsky.
I wouldn't mind knowing how it is they're deciding who kicks what, though. I mean, I don't know if they're doing a lottery system or they're throwing their name, the numbers in a hat, or how they do that.
You take a look. Vincey has to put the square shoe on when he is kicking.
True.
So that takes extra time. He has to take it off. So Matt does kick a good ball downfield also on the kickoffs.
This time it's Watson up the middle, and he's going to keep driving. He's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play as the Red Tornadoes signal a timeout at the 1:53 mark of the second quarter.
Yes, Randy Swank coming up, and Steve Matsura. And again, that was more of a slash play, leaving instead of a straight dive, going from left to right, trying to pick up a little bit of misdirection, get your linebackers moving in the opposite direction. But Matsura, of course, didn't fall for that, and he stayed in-house and made the tackle.
set it up after the timeout. There's 1:52 remaining in the first half of play. Mount Carmel area leads 13-7. It's 2nd down and 8 for the Trojans on their own 33-yard line. This time we give it to Calago. Calago back in the backfield for the Trojans. First time we've seen him carry the ball in the Red Tornadoes. Immediate call timeout again, as they are hoping to stop the Trojans and then make them punt and get the ball back before the end of the first half.
I'll tell you what, I am very impressed with what Steve Matsur has been doing from that linebacker position. The Trojans did open up a hole on the right side there, and Steve Matsur had 2 guys blocking him at that time, and he fought through and still makes the tackle on the runner.
Well, it's going to bring up here a 3rd down and a long 4 for the Trojans. They're hoping to do that, if nothing else, to keep the ball out of Mount Carmel area's hands. Of course, Big Red with a big play offense, hoping that they might be able to strike pay dirt one more time before they get into the locker room. So Martin brings them up and he drops the ball, and he does manage to hand it off. And that's when you hand it off to a runner after you've done that, it's like a death sentence at the goal at the line of scrimmage. So.
Cuffy snuffed that one out real quick, and it was just like a straight dive right for the ball. But I'll tell you what, he did pick up 2 yards on that, and it's now 4th and long 1.5, maybe 2 yards.
So the Red Tornadoes call their final timeout. They stop the clock at 1:38, and the Trojans are going to be forced to step up into punt formation. And I'm not sure, Wayne, what we look at here. Do we look at a block punt? Do we look at letting them punt it and hope one of the guys can run it back? Under these field conditions, and again, that's why I don't get paid any money to do this, I would go for the block.
Well, the way Cuffy and Ziegler have been playing the ball, though, they've been going for it no matter if we have a return on or not. You know, you are right. We'll probably end up setting up a wall right down here in front of our bench. We've done that time and time again. The only problem is we haven't been able to get over to the wall in the last couple of punts. But take a look at Ziegler. If anybody want to watch a great defensive end here, take a look at number 40 and number 69 here. Go for this punt.
So Garrison goes deep. The Red Tornadoes put 1 guy deep only this time, and he kicks it to the sideline, which is a good play by the Trojans as they stop any attempt to run it back. So Mount Carmel area has about 1:33 remaining here, although they have no timeouts to try to put this ball in the end zone before they go into the locker room.
Short punt that time. The ball's now dropped down on about the 38-yard line of the Tornadoes, but he did kick it out of bounds. And again, you know, the strategy behind that is you don't want to put it in John Veach's hands. We can see what he does once he gets into the open field. Take a look at it raining now, Warren. Yep. You know, it's just gotten heavier and heavier as the half has gone on. Again, to remind you that the Weather Service has reported lightning in the area. The WKMC TV crew has set both of its cameras off on the sidelines, and we are working with 1 camera. As Shinsky completes it to Clea up at the 50-yard line. We will watch the skies for lightning. Of course, any sign of lightning in the skies during this game will stop the game immediately as the rain continues to come down. That weather front is continuing to move right over us. Take a look at the pass pattern here by Josh Clea. Dave steps back into the pocket, nobody around him. Josh gets the ball right about a yard off the sidelines and steps out of bounds to kill the clock. Kind of nice that it's good to be in this. We look at Clea, and they were trying to set up that screen. That was a screen play. And you see Dave was looking over to number 25, John Veach, over on the left-hand side of the formation, faked the pass over there and was turning around to hit Clea. Clea had a lot of blockers right in front of him for the screen pass. Definitely difficult now to pass. Yeah, it is. It's raining so hard, the wind is swirling around the stadium. It's not a calm rain. It's just moving in different directions here. So not your best time to be throwing the ball on either side of the line of scrimmage right now, as both teams have suffered in the passing game. There's 1:24 remaining. It's 2nd down and 10 now. Oh, look at this. We got John Veach out here with one-on-one coverage. Shinsky looks at Veach and he finds him. Veach does a stutter step, and he's going to be brought down by number 27. That's Ryan Blaze.
But you see where they were looking as Mount Carmel quickly gets back to the line of scrimmage to try to run another play.
Yeah, see, the clock has stopped until the chains are set.
So 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes now at the Troy 37-yard line. Shinsky again back to pass, looks down there and finds Clea on the sidelines. Clea goes out of bounds at about the 24-yard line, where again it will be 1st and 10.
I'll tell you what, that's textbook, isn't it? Time and time again, how many times we've seen that this season, where Josh sets up on the right, goes down, he hooks back out to the outside, catches the ball and steps out of bounds. And Dave Shinsky knows just where to put that ball before he makes the cut to come back.
Now, oddly, the Trojans have called a timeout as they want to talk about what's going to happen here as Mount Carmel area is running its 2-minute drill here with precision on the Trojans.
I think what he's probably telling us, don't give
up a touchdown.
Don't give up the touchdown is one thing,
sure,
but I wasn't
that
getting
at least
to
one
that.
point there.
But don't give up so much room on that pass play to Josh Clea. They're giving him enough of space there that he can hook back.
Here you'll see that last play here as we run it. Shinsky's looking down right at him, and he has a nice curl move there right at the sideline and goes out of bounds. So that's a picture-perfect way to run that 2-minute drill with that kind of pass play. So Big Red marches up to the line. It's 1st and 10 on the Troy 24, and Shinsky brings him up. And he goes back, and he's looking to pass again. And he looks right down the middle at the big guy.
And
that's Yasenchak. We'll see. He did not catch it.
Ooh.
Calago on the play down there, and Calago managed to knock it free. You'll see the replay, but you're not going to be able to see much more than you did there as our camera is to the back of that play.
Take a look at the 3 defenders on Vince Yasenchak. I don't even know how Vincey got up to get a hand on the ball because he was covered so well down on the 5-yard line.
This is a good defense by the Trojans. They have scouted us well and have looked, but
look at that.
You can see as he goes up,
Vincey,
but it comes out and bounces on the ground there at the last second. Trojans are coming this time. Nice play by the Red Tornadoes as Veach will take it inside the 10-yard line down to the 9. 51 seconds remaining on the clock. The clock is stopped until they can set the change for the 1st down. Mount Carmel quickly up to the line of scrimmage.
I think we're going to ground the ball this time to kill the clock.
There he goes. He stops the clock with the spike of the ball. Nice play by Veach that time on the play before. Now Mount Carmel with some time to set up here. It's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 9-yard line. And this is just what Troy was hoping not to happen. Here you'll see that last pass down. If you look at the protection, and Veach surrounded down there. You got the 2 guys converging on the play, and he still goes up and gets it. So Big Red will go off here now as Shinsky brings the play from the sidelines. Shinsky's looking, he's got room, and he throws it into the end zone there. He was looking for Clea. Calago, though, very good coverage by 22 Calago, and he broke the pass up and bring up 3rd down.
We got a flag right in the middle of the field there, right in its line of scrimmage.
There's a time, although, there's 42 seconds left. He could have possibly run the ball, got it close enough, and still ran another play down there. I think he was entertaining that thought, and then threw it in the direction. Nearly had it intercepted in the corner down there by Calago, though, as he was in good defensive position in the corner. The penalty's going to go against the Red Tornadoes. It does. It takes the ball back to about the 20-yard line. So it's now 2nd down and goal from the 20 as Shinsky will backpedal again. And look, he does. He's looking over there for Clea. And the Trojan defense really playing nice in that defensive backfield. And it's also, you can see them dropping immediately trying to protect the goal line.
Well, they're getting 4 guys, 5 guys back in the pass patterns. We only have 2 men out that time at Sura, number 21, and number 2, Josh Clea, out in the pass pattern. So actually you got 5 guys on 2. They're protecting in the zone. We have to pick a spot in between and cut a seam someplace. And of course, you know, with everything that's going on with the rain and everything else, the ball's sailing a little bit higher than normal.
So 3rd and goal from the 20. Shinsky again looks under pressure this time, and he lets it go, and you can see how it got out of his hand that time.
Flag on the play again.
Another flag flies here. Watch the ball leave his hand on the replay here, and you'll see what happened. Again, it's wet and it's muddy now. He has to move a little bit. You see the pressure coming in from his right side. And look how oddly the ball leaves his hand as the ball just slipped as he went to throw it. So it brings up 3rd down. There's a penalty flag on the field. It's a motion penalty against the Red Tornadoes, which the Trojans have declined. There are 34 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. It's 4th and goal from the 20.
The amazing part is that we've driven down the field from about the 35-yard line, passing the whole time in this whole series.
Nice protection, but he's brought down. That's 69, Garrison, and Garrison gets through and takes Shinsky down, and Mount Carmel area will turn the ball over with 29 seconds remaining here in the half. And I believe the Trojans will probably try to run this baby out, being very content to go into the locker room only down 13-7. The halftime, we had hoped to see Jose at halftime, but I'm guessing due to the extreme weather conditions and our equipment being imperiled by the skies, that we will probably not be able to run Jose live to you. But not to fear, our main man Wayne will brave the raindrops and go on down. Martin goes back and he hands it to Burchard, and Burchard's going to be brought down there. The first hit was by Matsura. The second hit by Booker.
The first hit was by Dave Brown, number 31.
Oh, 31, not 21. Okay, Brown on the hit. I'm sorry. And I thought it was odd now that Troy has called a timeout. I'm not sure why you would do that when you're in your own territory at the 29-yard line, but
especially thinking that we've gotten the ball in the last series from an interception, which was a tip pass, and John Veach picked it off.
So there are no more timeouts for anybody now on either side of the ball. So the next 20 seconds ago, ought to go a little faster. It's been a long 2 minutes here at the end
first
of this
quarter.
half.
Of course, the first quarter went like a flash.
The last 2 minutes were longer than the first quarter. So the weather conditions definitely changing both teams' game plans as footing has become treacherous and passing even worse. It's about 45 degrees out right now as the temperature has dropped during the day and into the evening. Martin's going to go back to pass. He's under a lot of pressure, and this time Cuffey tattoos him. So Martin will go down, and that may end the first half with 10 seconds remaining. It does, as the Trojans are not willing to line up here again. They want to get into the locker room and talk strategy, and of course the Red Tornadoes do too. So at the end of the first half of play here in this District 4 playoff game, it is Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 13 and the Troy Trojans 7. We'll be back with the first half stat from somebody in just a minute, but please stay tuned for these fine messages from our sponsors. Okay, gang, welcome back to the Silver Bowl. I got to tell you, the rain is coming down even harder than it was, if you can believe that. And I thought it was coming down as hard as it possibly could. So we're in the middle of an old-fashioned downpour right now. And Wayne, you're going to give us Jose's up-to-the-moment stats.
Yeah, this time I didn't have to go down for him. He actually came up. He's with us in
he's a fair weather guy.
No, I know he is. He told me because he's too old for this. Like, you know, he's as old as dirt.
I'm not going to argue that. I mean, I've always looked to him as a father.
Okay, on the rushing side for the Tornadoes, we have 30 carries for 155 yards. Veach, 20 for 129 of those 155 yards. And Ziegler, 6 of 31. In the passing department, Dave, believe it or not, 4 of 12 for 54 yards, and I think it was probably the last series of downs in that the end of the first half there that we had moved the ball down the field, all passing, no running at all. Again, credit to Dave, 4 of 12 for 54 yards in this terrible torrential downpour that it is. We have Josh Clea, 2 catches for 27 yards. Veach also 2 catches for 27 yards. In the first down department, Tornadoes have 14. On the other side of the field for the Trojans, they have in the rushing department 15 for 52 yards and passing 1 of 5 for 10, with the 1 interception also going to John Veach. First downs for the Trojans, 3. And, you know, you take a look at the score here, Warren, 13-7, and take a look at the stats, and, of course, they're not indicative of what's going on out there on the field.
No, actually, I'm somewhat surprised, as the Trojans have played very well, but offensively, really, I'm surprised. We're looking at a total of 62 yards, where the Red Tornadoes now well over 200 yards already. So I thought the game was going better than that for them offensively, and apparently it is not.
It is not. And don't forget, when they came on that score, it was they had taken the ball over on about their own 49-yard line, had driven to the 40. Then there was that 15-yard penalty that took them down to the 35-yard line. One play later, 25 yards, puts it down to the 6, and then they scored also.
That play you just said was 33 yards.
Right.
So 33 out of that 62 was on one play of the evening.
52 yards, you're right. So they really haven't done much more than that one series, but you can see what the weather has done to the field and to the game itself. And again, it doesn't much matter what you have down on paper. It's what's lit up on that scoreboard at the end.
It's a 13-7 game, which is a tight game score-wise, but not as tight as you would think.
You're right.
Jose's over in the corner here. Veach with 129 yards tonight, and he has done. He's 36 more yards to pass 2,000. He would be the first back to do it twice in his career. So we're looking at those yardages tonight. Again, and there's not a whole lot of things he hasn't done yet in his career, but there's just a couple left, and one of them may fall tonight depending on how the game goes.
I want to point out to you there that Jose is sitting over there, but the reason he's sitting over in the corners, Joe has that little heater down there at the bottom of the camera, and that's the reason why Jose's huddled over there. He's not kidding us.
He can't hear this, so
I know.
We're safe from him right now.
He can't kid us what he's doing.
32 100-yard games in the 41st game that he scored in. Think about that, folks, for a while. My goodness. I believe he's eclipsed your career, Wayne.
Let me tell you what, John woke up about 3 years ago and he eclipsed anything I ever did, you know?
And the worst part for me is he didn't have to wake up and eclipse it.
What an outstanding kid. I'll tell you what, I think next week what we're going to do is have Jose write everything down, because at the beginning of the game, as you had stated, a half hour before the game started, Jose was rattling off about 30 things that John had did, and a number of things that he has to do yet as we continue on the road here in the district playoffs. But it is just amazing what this one gentleman has done for football here at Mount Carmel.
So number 1, Medallas sets it up to kick off for the Red Tornadoes, and deep down there is Watson and Calago, along with number 28. And number 28 is a guy with the ball, and that's Morgan. He comes right up the middle, breaks free, and it's going to take the kicker, Medallas, to bring him down, but not before he comes up to the Trojan 39-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Troy. And a nice run back by number 28, Morgan. It's the first we've actually seen him tonight. You know that because he has the only clean uniform in the place. That's how I know I hadn't seen much of him. So the Trojans will set it up, and again, kind of a futile first half offensively for them. They'll need to get something going here to stay in the game. Martin will bring him up, and he hands it off right up the middle of Burchard. Burchard will cross the 39-yard line up to about the 41. Gain of about 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Swank, Yasenchak, Dave Brown, and Ziegler getting off that pile. That was a play that was successful in the first half for the Trojans, and it was running off the right tackle spot on their offensive side, on the right side, and they had picked up some yardage, but we've definitely closed it down in the last series of downs that they've had the ball.
Yeah, not a whole, you're right, not a whole lot inside other than Watson's big run. Martin's going to run that kind of option play, but it went the wrong way. Or he turned the wrong way, one or the other, because there wasn't anybody going with him on that.
It was going to the right, but number 30 there, I think, forgot to dive. He was supposed to fake the dive, and the poor quarterback is standing there with the ball.
That left Martin in an exposed position. He'll bring up 3rd down. He kind of fell for a yard on the play, so 3rd down and 7. But that wasn't the prettiest looking offensive play you want to run tonight. I formation now behind Martin. And he's going to go back and looks to pass. Downfield, he throws it right at Yasenchak. Yasenchak's got a head of steam on him.
Look at Vincey moving.
He got a head of steam.
Move.
Yes!
Right, Vincey.
Oh my goodness, what a run for Yasenchak as he puts it in the end zone on the interception. And for a second, I thought he was going to get caught. 21 Matthews had a beat on him.
Take a look at the replay. Take a look at number 50. Matt Booker putting pressure, being pushed out of the way there. That could have been called.
Here you see him start the ride here. And he is rolling. Look at Veach coming alongside to make a block. Watch him come up there. And Veach is in a shield. The only person who got him here is 21. It's got any kind of angle. And he just catches his heel.
Yeah, dives in.
Does the swan dive into the end zone.
Excellent, excellent.
Second run back for a touchdown by Yasenchak, Wayne, tonight.
I'll tell you what.
This season, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, you take a look at Vincey, though, and you have to remember that this kid is 6'2", 215 pounds. And he put on a show there. He did put on a lot of speed for 30 yards.
Now, I mean, certainly Yasenchak, you're talking Yasenchak, you're probably talking all-state consideration here. Obviously, the season he's had, he's just a monster player offensively and defensively, but defensively is where he makes his living, so to speak, and he has been an outstanding football player all year. And you're right. I mean, you see a kid there, you don't think he can do that.
Right.
You look at him and you figure he's going to get caught, but boy, he just kept rolling.
Deceptive speed.
So just like that was at the 10-21 mark. Mount Carmel area bounces out to a 19-7 advantage, and Mount Carmel area sitting in the huddle there, and I believe they're sitting in there going to go for 2.
Yeah.
As they missed an extra point attempt on the last touchdown as the snap sailed high. So they'll go for 2 here as they line up from the 2. He splits his backfield. He's got Ziegler and Veach in a split formation. He's going to look over there right away, and he looks for Veach, and he has him for the 2-point conversion. So just like that, Mount Carmel area now at the 10-21 mark leads 21-7 over the Trojans of Troy. And here's the replay. And watch, you'll see how pretty that play got going there. As Veach takes off and gets into the middle and then turns and heads for the corner. And there was no one, even though no one followed him. He was completely free into the end zone. So Mount Carmel area with a little breathing room here as they come out breathing fire in the second half here, shutting down the Trojans on offense, and then their own offense going to take the field right now. But the Trojans did not want to fall too far behind. That was the key, mostly because of the weather. This weather's not going to lend anybody to kind of make some great comeback in this kind of rain. It has not slowed appreciably since the beginning of the game. And
plus you take a look at their stats too, their overall stats on this team. We have to, when you look at those stats are very low in yardage gain. So they do not bring to the field a runner that is the caliber of maybe Veach or even Ziegler that's going to pick up the game and carry this team.
That's Watson with the ball now as he picks it up off the turf, and Watson goes right up the middle, and he's going to finally be brought down there. Big number 31, Brown, one of the guys on the play. We'll see who else gets out of there. Number 45, and that's Lashinsky for the Red Tornado.
Now stop it. You had to pick up the paper to look at that.
But the Troy Trojans will take over on offense for the second time here in the second half of play, and the ball sitting at the 37-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for Cody Martin and his group. And right up the middle this time, and that's number 30 with the ball this time. There's a new guy in the lineup. That's Josh Boer. We have not seen him in the backfield. It's Boer with a big pickup. Takes it over midfield all the way down to the Mount Carmel area. 45-yard line where the Trojans will have 1st and 10.
The straight dive play to the left side this time, not to the right. They've been running successfully to the right side. We've now shut that down, so now they come to the opposite side and they pick up some extra room.
Martin looks like he's going to pass, but Ziegler has him, and Ziegler slams him to the ground. Back over midfield at about the 45-yard line where they'll put the ball down, but Great play by Ziegler as he crashes off his end position and puts Martin onto the ground the hard way. So ball back down just outside the 45-yard line. It'll bring up second down and close to 20. Second down and 19 for the Trojans. The Mount Carmel area defense making a stand here for the Trojans as Martin will line them up. Right up the middle goes Watson, and he'll be stopped for a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Dave Brown, number 31, making a tackle. Matt Booker, number 6. Vinci Yasenchak, and number 54, Randy Swank. All four of them, probably the four biggest guys on the defensive side of the ball, sitting on top of that runner that time.
Bring up about a third and a long 16, almost 17 now for the first down. There's not a lot of plays in the playbook for the old third and 17 play. Ball's not set down yet as we are doing something. We're not really doing much of anything, Wayne.
I don't know what we're doing.
We're having a general referee milling around here. That's how they place the ball and the clock runs. Martin will go back to pass under heavy pressure once again as he rolls. He looks downfield and he throws it out of bounds. Bringing up fourth down, and the Trojans will be forced to punt with Garrison going back in punt formation.
I think the Tornadoes are starting to flex their muscles a little bit here on defense. Take a look at number 50, Booker, Dave Brown, number 31, and number 54, Randy Swank. They're putting some pressure on the quarterback, kicking him out of the pocket. He didn't even have a pocket to step up into.
Yeah, throws it way out of bounds. No chance for anybody to catch it, so Garrison will kick. He kicks down there. Clea and Veach at their own 20-yard line.
Ooh, almost.
They're going to call roughing the kicker, but I'm going to tell you what, that's going to be an odd call. We're going to watch that, and we have that on a replay. And we're going to see that play, but that's real close. I mean, real close. Almost too close to believe real close.
Well, he was carried. Take a look at Ziegler as he goes in there. He's carried by the blocker into the punter.
Here it is. Now watch what happens here. You see Garrison back. And here comes Ziegler, and Ziegler right. Ziegler was pushed. What he's saying, he was engaged with the blocker, and he was. That, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say was not the best call of the night on a roughing the kicker call.
Yeah, it's the first time this year that you really went out on
I went out on a limb on that one, but I'm sorry, that was not a good call. It sets the Trojans up, though, 1st and 10 in Mount Carmel area territory. The ball sitting down about the 37-yard line. Handed off up the middle there, and that's number 30 on the play. The new guy, Boer, and that play was the one he ran for big yardage, but Boer gets almost nothing. In fact, he gets nothing as the ball will be set back down at the 37-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, between Ziegler, this whole interior to defensive line, starting off with Ziegler, number 40, Randy Swank, number 31, Dave Brown, number 50, Matt Booker, and 69, Cuff. They've really earned their money tonight on the defensive side of the ball here.
So Martin brings him up, and he's going to hand it a deep guy back there, and the deep guy is going nowhere. Again, absolutely no gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 now. And I believe that coming on the ball carry on that play was Calago. He was the guy we originally felt was going to start the game. So Calago, actually, he's going to lose a yard. Where he went down, he lost a yard. So it brings up 3rd and 11 now. The ball at the Mount Carmel area 38-yard line, and the Trojans have not done a thing here so far, except for the big penalty. The big non-penalty.
So you say.
So I say. I believe we're going to see Martin go back to pass here. He is a rolling there. The Red Tornadoes have gone offside. So it'll be 3rd down now and 6 for the Trojans as the ball will go down to the 33-yard line of the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, you got a little anxious down there. You know, you want to make a good defensive stand, especially at this juncture of the game and right here on this portion of the field. You got a little anxious.
I'm concerned. I just glanced over and I think Jose fell asleep.
That would never, you know that would never happen. It's the heat.
Now, 3rd and 6. And we're going to option it. We're going to pitch it out there to Burchard, and he goes nowhere as Lentini was all over him on the play. He made the cut. Lentini nailed him.
Did you see?
A loss on the play.
Did you see who really forced that play? And I told you before, take a look at number 69, Cuff. He goes right for the quarterback. Quarterback doesn't even come down the line at all and pitches way deep, you know, too far.
Too deep.
Yep.
So a loss on the play of a long loss on that play is now back to 4th and 11. And the Trojans with number 18 now, a different punter. And that's Martin, and he kicks not a very good kick, because it's going to go out of bounds right at the 25-yard line. So not much of a kick. They were trying to pooch kick it, so they brought the quarterback in to do it, but he just didn't do it. And Mount Carmel area takes over in fairly good field position, probably over the 25-yard. It looks like to about the 26 or over the 26 a little bit. So it's 1st and 10, Big Red. But I'm sure the Trojans did not want to do it that way. He was trying to head for the corner, but under these conditions, just didn't happen. Veach on the handoff. Veach has a seam, and he's loose. And Veach will take it up to about the 49-yard line, and a big run by John Veach.
It's a type of play we have not seen that much this year, if any. It's John Veach being back in the backfield all by himself, and he's back a little bit deeper, and he waits until Ziegler and everybody else makes a block in front. He takes a big looping move to the line of scrimmage, gets the ball off of Dashinsky, and actually has a better vision of the field and what's going on.
Veach again, up the middle, over the 50-yard line, now to about the 47-yard line of the Trojans. Into about 4 in the play, 2nd down and 6 for Big Red.
Dave Brown, number 31, comes off, and Steve Matsura, 21, goes in. Josh Clea comes out, and number 1, Matt Medalis, goes in as a receiver.
Veach again, and he's the workhorse now. He's loose in that backfield again. He's trying to play off a block there. Calago, the only guy to stop. He stiff arms Calago to the ground, but then trips over. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. That's 2,000 yards on the season for John Veach. 2,000, only well, he's the first player. Yeah. The first player in Mount Carmel area history to ever run for 2,000 yards in 2 seasons. And you saw it. You saw it all. Now you're going to see this one. And it is just amazing that he's done it. The rain has slackened somewhat, raining not quite as hard as it has for the game, but the Red Tornadoes on the move. Ziegler up the middle, the big guy, and the fullback pounds it down to about the 6-yard line of the Trojans, where it'll be 1st and goal from the 6 for the Red Tornadoes, and they are now out breathing fire and taking no prisoners.
Again, we come in with a great play calling here. We set up the same formation that John Veach just ran to the left side, and what do? We fake John Veach to the right and give it to Ziegler going left. Of course, you got the defense assuming that John's going to get the ball, and all I have to do is just move out of the position a little bit, and Ziegler's by them, not down to the 5-yard line.
High formation. Veach is following. Boom! 6-yard run into the end zone. John Veach for a 6-yard touchdown run at the 3:56 mark of the 3rd period. Mount Carmel area now out to a 27-7 lead over the Trojans of Troy with the extra point to follow. We're going to kick it. We're just going to wait and see who decides we're going to kick it.
I think Vincey's going to kick this. He's got his shoe on.
He's changing his shoe over there in the corner. You see him bent over there. So the big man, Yasenchak, will attempt the extra point for the Red Tornadoes. And he gets it up there, and it is good. So now the score, Mount Carmel area 28, and the Trojans of Troy 7. Here's the replay of the run, and you take a look at how well he ran there. Look at that. He's untouched, just whacked it in. I mean, so quick at the line of scrimmage, made the cut, and boom, into the end zone. Trademark John Veach run.
Some great blocking down there, too. Dave Shoppy, number 55, 69 to guard. Nick Cuff, number 54, Randy Swank, the center, who's going both ways and has done an outstanding job tonight. Number 50, Matt Booker, and number 59, Nick Bierster. Just done an outstanding job, especially in the second half here. It seems like we've come out and really forced the issue here on offense and moved the ball down the field.
24 carries for 192 yards in the night from John Veach. He's having another fabulous night.
You should ask Jose how many 200-yard games. He did tell us that at the beginning at the game, how many 200-yard games he had.
Jose, how many 200-yard games have we seen from him? This will be his 8th if he does it tonight. To Dallas, and he pops it deep all the way down there to Watson at the 15-yard line, and Watson's coming right. Oh! Oh!
Lentini, number 20.
I'm now hurt by that hit. As Watson goes down hard before he gets to the 30-yard line.
Lentini was in on that. Watch, number 26 coming across from the right side of your screen on this replay. Number 45, Mike Lashinsky, also in on that tackle. But watch that crunching hit here. Look at 26.
Ooh.
Down nice and low.
I got a Charlie horse watching that.
That is number 45 in there. He was taking him head on, the runner head on, before Lentini came in and made that tackle.
Ronnie does his job on Watson. Yes. They come up now in a split backfield for the Trojans as Martin's getting ready to take the snap, and a penalty flag flies immediately.
Somebody line up offside?
I'm guessing there's somebody flinched or something there because they're going to move back immediately. It's going to go against the Trojans. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, bring up 1st and 15 now from the 24-yard line, as they need to make something happen here on offense as time is slipping away. 3:51 remaining in the third quarter, but they're down by 21 points, and they're not an offense this year that's been able to make a big play. They're a grinded out kind of smash mouth kind of football, so they need to make a move as Watson is now back in the backfield for the Trojans. And it's going to go on the option play, and that time he slipped by Cuff. Ziegler gets him, but Cuff's looking at his hands like, how did he get by me there? Nice play by Martin from the Trojans as he brings the ball up over the 35-yard line to about the 36.
Ziegler came from the opposite side of the field, too, to make that tackle. That's the amazing part about it. He's making a charge into the backfield and still caught him only 6 yards down the field. Look at the speed on Ziegler to make this tackle. Unbelievable.
And gets him from behind. Yeah. That is amazing. So it brings up a 2nd down and 4. And again, the option play, and this time he does not do it. As Ziegler says, I've seen that, I've done it, I don't want to do it anymore, you're going down. So a loss on the play for the Trojans as Ziegler makes a nice play on the quarterback option move. And the Trojans take a step back for it. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 on the 2-yard loss.
I don't think the quarterback wants any part of that either. You know, Ziegler and Cuff have been pounding on him every time he throws that option play. He's only moving 2 steps down along the line of scrimmage, and he's already pitching the ball.
Goes back to pass, and he's looking under a lot of pressure, and again, Ziegler has him. Ziegler puts him down for a big loss. The penalty flag flew right at that spot. Yeah, so there's 2 things could be there. It could be a face mask.
It was. That's exactly what it was. Ziegler, when he came up, he had him by the shoulder pads, and the quarterback was slightly getting away, and his hand slipped off and went around his helmet, came back up and grabbed the face mask.
Now we'll see what they call that. Ziegler.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Double. Offsetting penalties.
Okay.
Holding on the Trojans and the face mask.
See, I thought it could be either one of those because he was being, I can see him being turned around at the same time he had a hold of the quarterback, and I wasn't sure if it was holding or the face mask, so it was both. And they're going to offset, so that brings up a 3rd down, and oh goodness, you got a 3rd down and about 16.
No, 6.
Or 6, I'm sorry, yes, 16, 6. As we do this play again. Wow, I got lost on that one, didn't I? Where did I go there from?
I think you were back there with Cuffy hanging on to the quarterback.
All right. We bring it up. It's 3rd and 6. Ball on the 34-yard line of the Trojans. Martin brings him up and takes the snap. And he's again going to go back to pass as he takes that little move there. He throws it right at Yasenchak again. Oh, my goodness. And Yasenchak takes it down to the 32-yard line of the Trojans. That's the 2nd time he threw it right at Vince Yasenchak. He didn't have to move. He didn't have to do anything. He just threw it right at him.
But I think some of the problem there is that the quarterback is having some difficulty looking over the line, number 1. And number 2, he is getting some pressure. There were four tornadoes back in that pattern. Number 21 was the only one that was there in that pass pattern. There were 4 tornadoes back defending. That's
you can notice the shots you're getting. The field cameras have come back up as Ziegler is free.
Oh, man.
Whoa, yeah.
Nice.
And the big fullback makes a tippy-toe move and takes it into the end zone.
Excellent.
Oh, my goodness. The big guy. That's a nice little dance step he put on there, didn't he?
On the 10-yard line, he laid that guy out flat on the ground, stopped his motion, and made a left-hand turn there and headed for the end zone. So here's the replay on that one.
Here you see it coming. At the 159 mark, a 32-yard scamper into the end zone. And he got ahead of the field camera there. There he is, right there. There's that little move he made. He looks back to see if the guy's still chasing him, and it takes it into the end zone. 8 carries for 74 yards for the fullback tonight. As Yasenchak puts it through again. The score now at the 159 mark of the 3rd period of play. Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 37, and the Trojans of Troy 7 in this District 4 semifinal action. The Trojans of Troy, Wayne, are in serious trouble.
Oh, definitely.
I'm going to say that now. They're in serious trouble right now as the score has got. And it was so quick and lightning fast, you know, that the game just pulled away from them before they had any chance to do anything about it.
Well, you got 2 interceptions by Vince Yasenchak.
Yeah.
That really sealed this game so far for the Tornadoes. But you are right. The Trojans are now hard-pressed. They do not have anybody in the offensive lineup here that could actually carry this team to score. But what more can you say about this defensive line? They've just been doing an outstanding job. That the core of that defensive line, and between Ziegler and Cuff right down the line, and they're just hammering the heck out of everybody.
The Trojans having a tough night on the football field, and of course, you didn't see their band play at halftime. They had a great performance from the band, but their band was in a wreck on the way to the game. They had 3 buses. 1 bus was hit apparently by a drunk driver, and several members of the Troy band are in the Williamsport Hospital. Calago on the return up to the 30, but we understand all those members are okay. They were taken to Williamsport, though. They all piled into those 2 other remaining buses and made the trip. So it's going to be a little tough ride home, though, all packed together in 2 buses.
Sometimes you really scare me.
I don't know where I get that
you
stuff,
come up with this stuff.
Got that lightning thing. I brought that on before you even knew it. Now I bring this band bus accident up.
I'm scared.
I actually know who won the presidential election, but I'm not telling you. Because you're just being sarcastic here. So it's 1st and 10 from the 30 for the Trojans as Martin brings them up. He's going to do that option play, and he's got Burchard out there, and Burchard again, not going to do much on it. That's Lentini that time came up and tripped Burchard up.
Between Ziegler and Cuff, they're having a melee on this quarterback.
Martin, yeah.
Take a look at the play, and this is the reason why the pitch is so high. Look at pitch is up, boom, hello.
Yeah, the pitch is not where Burchard can't get ahead of steam going because he has to turn all the time.
Right, and he's
too far.
He's actually too far back. They're not running it as shallow as they should be.
Martin's going to look to pass now, and he heaves it up there. He's looking deep for Calago. And Calago right had it for a second there as he stretched out. Covered on the play by Dillo and Veach, but gets through Calago's hands as it went just a couple of inches too far for him. So it brings up a 3rd down and 9 now for the Trojans. Watch the end of the play here. You'll see how close this pass play is to Calago down the sidelines. Watch him stretch out. You're going to see, look at a slow motion here, and there it is, just outside of his fingertips. Guys, that's as good a slow motion as you're ever going to see. That thing's neat.
I know, I like it.
I'll tell you, let's see how good it really is. Let's see if it can make me look thin.
We'd have to run it backwards. That's not slow motion. That has
I don't
to be
think it's that
backwards.
good, huh? All right. Martin back to pass again. Looks short there, and he's...
Oh, nice hit.
Oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. Beach puts a lay-in on Ryan Blaze, and I got hurt. I got to take a rest. Oh, man.
What a hit.
Here you see it again. And watch the ball carrier as he catches it. It's in his hands. Now it's out, and then boom. So a nice hit by Veach, and he's well known for those hits in the defensive backfield, and it brings up a 4th down for the Trojans as the Red Tornadoes now have let it all fly here, taking no prisoners.
I think Ziegler got his hand up that
blocked
time.
it.
How many times did it? We got to ask Jose again.
See where it goes, though, because it's a fumble. It's going to be placed right on the 40, and that, folks.
Oh.
Right, let's see what we did here.
I have no idea.
We didn't see it.
They had the ball.
Yeah, well, let's see what we did. It was fumbled at the 40, but that's where the 1st down marker was. Recovered by the Trojans,
right,
and that's where they're going to take it over. They recovered the ball at the 40 at the 1st down marker, so it's 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
Yeah, Ziegler got it. Ziegler did get his hand on the ball and did block the ball. It didn't go anywhere. We have number 42 here, Jared Pilarski in the cornerback position.
Martin goes back to pass again, and he heaves it again to Calago.
Right to Veach.
Veach is going to pick it off as it was short. Veach down the Trojan sideline where he'll go out of bounds, but not before he crosses midfield, and he's down to the Trojan 44-yard line.
Quarterback just in
the quarterback is having a heck of a time throwing it. He's not the tallest guy. He's throwing it on a high arc in the rain and the wind. And you can see, look how short this ball comes up finally. And Veach playing short field there, intercepts the ball. That's 3 interceptions for Martin tonight so far in the game at 54 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Four interceptions. I'm sorry, 4. Medalis, nice moves. Medalis takes it down to the 30-yard line on a crisp pass from Shinsky. That's why I don't like having Jose up here. I say things like 3 and 4 and I get away with it. He's up where he corrects me all the time. I actually have to know what I'm talking about now. So it'll bring up 1st and 10 on the play as Medalis, a nifty little move there as he caught the ball.
Tell you what, not much difference between him and Josh Clea. Catches the ball, they're looking downfield right away, looking for the open portion and splitting a seam.
Passing again, this time he was getting it out there to Lentini is who he was looking for out there. He had tight coverage on him there by Ryan Blaze, number 27. It'll bring up 2nd down, 28 seconds now remaining in the 3rd quarter. Shinsky will bring him up, 2nd down. Still raining pretty heavily here as the game wears on. We pitch it to Veach on a nice play. Oh yeah, and he's loose. And he's still loose and still loose. And he'll finally be brought down then, down all the way down at the 15. He's down to the 15-yard line down there.
Right
see
there.
The blocking at the end of the line there.
Oh, blocking at the end of the line was by number 21 Matsur and number 55
Shoppy. I saw Shoppy take a guy down.
Take a look at this. That was unbelievable.
You're going to see it from this level, but you can't. It was too low. But you see the crashing there as they sealed the corner, and Veach was able to get around them. So it's 1st and 10. Ball sitting about the 16 now, where they place it down for the Red Tornadoes. And once again, they're knocking on the Trojan horse door. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter of play, ladies and gentlemen, in this District 4 semi-final playoff game with the score Mount Carmel area, Red Tornadoes 35, the Trojans of Troy 7. All right, folks, we get ready to start this 4th quarter of play. I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching WKMC TV. We are the broadcast arm of Mount Carmel Area High School, broadcasting directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area. You're catching us every Wednesday night of the football season on Channel 13 at 8 o'clock, of course, courtesy of the Service Electric Cable System. We are an instructional fixed television service, and live at 7:30 in the morning, every morning if there's a school day. Okay, you want me to tell you who's actually making this happen?
Hey,
That can let us
I'll tell you what, you take a look
it.
at all this camera stuff, boy.
All right, on the cable grips tonight, we got Steve Sakaitis and Jesse McPhee. Field cameras, and these guys are doing the real work in this kind of weather. Paul Walters, Krista Petruskevich, Jorge Perez, Joe McGinley, Erica Goodlunas. Main camera in the first half, Joe Gushin. Second half, Amy Hampton. I think that was flip-flop somewhere there. Master control, Josh Yeager. And the second half, Tara Goodlunas. As Shinsky's looking for the big guy, and it's going to be broken up down there. He was heading for the tight end. What's that? Who got out the play? Is that I don't know who got off the play. It's raining so hard I can't read their numbers.
He can't. And I'll tell you what.
I think it was Watson, though, and it was when goal was covered Yasenchak.
It's gotten worse.
Yeah, it did. But those people I just talked about, folks, are the only reason that you're seeing this game tonight. Don't even think we have anything to do with it. But the field cameras tonight under these conditions, extremely difficult to do it, but they've been doing some great work down there. Both cameras are now running again. As we hand it to Veach, makes a nifty cutback. He's still moving inside the 5-yard line, down to the 3-yard line.
Again, it's just a deep handoff that they're giving to John. John's waiting until the last minute when the pulling guard, Nick Cuff and Matt Booker, kick out to the right side, and then all of a sudden he cuts back up behind.
You can see the replay from that end zone camera. Look at how nifty that hole was as he broke through it. The Trojans now on their heels. The ball is at the 3-yard line. It is first and goal from the 3 at the 11:30 mark of the 4th period of play. Veach, and he'll pop it in for the touchdown. John Veach, a 3-yard touchdown at the 11:23 mark of the football game. Score now, Mount Carmel area 41. The Trojans of Troy 7 with the extra point attempt as Yasenchak tries to change his shoe again. He's going to have a blister on his shoe, on his foot, just changing his shoe tonight. Here's a replay again, and you can see Veach on the 3-yard run, and no one's stopping him with a hole like that. Look at the size of the hole he went through there.
Great shot. In fact, take a look at number 40 on that one. Aaron Ziegler kicking out the defensive end. .206 points on the season for John Veach, only the second person ever to go over 200 points in one season. So you can see he just keeps on churning. Yasenchak put the ball up. It's good. It's 42-7. It is the 4th quarter. And ladies and gentlemen, the mercy rule is now in effect at the 35-point mark. So the mercy rule will be in effect for the remainder of the game. The clock will continue to run. The mercy rule does not stop. We had wondered about that on and off. We saw the rules in front of us now. Once you hit the mercy rule, it will not stop. It will continue to go no matter what the score is. So the clock will begin to run continuously at this kickoff, and that will be a much quicker game. And I'm looking down below me here, and the fans from Mount Carmel area and, of course, from Troy, who have stuck out this game in this horrendous rainstorm, are happy to hear that that rule is now in effect, I'm sure. So what turned out in the beginning as a sluggish effort by Mount Carmel area, especially on offense, not so much on defense in that first half. I mean, I'm not sure what we talked about at halftime, but whatever it was, they came out and absolutely leveled the Trojans for the remainder of the game. That's Burchard with the ball. He'll bring it up over the 30 to about the 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. And Kerpich and Lentini get up off the pile that time.
They're in a big hole right now at 42-7. It's very hard to believe that the offense that they've been running is going to be able to pull this game out right now. Of course, as we now look, it is 11 minutes and counting. Mount Carmel area looks like it will pop over the 700. We're going to hit 700. That game, there will be festivities after the game. We will be on top of everything they do, so stay tuned after the game as you see how we celebrate 700. Right in the middle, and they're going to be stopped for about no gain on the play.
Yeah, Swank getting up, and Dave Brown, number 31, did not move from their defensive position and made the hit pick up about a yard on that play only.
Yeah, their defense is turning ugly now. I mean, they're starting to snarl a little bit out there now. The Trojans have done nothing offensively. It's got to be, it's close to nearly 400 yards total offense for the Red Tornadoes, and the Trojans have 81. So it's been a tough night offensively for the Trojans as this defense has done it all. Burchard with the ball. He's still bouncing around there and bounces outside before 26 Lantini brings him down up over the 35 to about the 36-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 6.
Yeah, I think in the second half they're not sharing any of the tackles, those linemen, with Matsur or Vinci Yasenchuk. I think they're just hogging it all, and you know, Vinci and Steve there are jumping in on top of everything, just to, you know, get their uniform dirty and get used to hitting people or hitting their own people.
Hands it off to the deep back there. Again, there's nothing there. No. Absolutely nothing down there. That's 28 Morgan, I believe, on the play. But there's nothing for Morgan. Here you see the replay. You'll watch the replay, but watch how the defense stands everybody up at the line of scrimmage, and there he is.
Swank right there.
He never gets to the line of scrimmage even before he's pushed back. So it brings up a 4th down and 5, and Garrison, 69, who was, we heard a lot from Garrison in the first half, but kind of quiet in the second half as he falls as he kicks and slips in the mud. The ball will roll dead right at the Mount Carmel area 30-yard line, where they'll take it over 1st and 10. We are going to have tonight some representatives from each of the 100 years. All 7 of them will be here, and they're going to represent some fashion of a team that played in those 100 years as they went through. That'll be interesting to see as we do that. Of course, the roof will be changed. The numbers on the roof have been sitting there for 2 weeks now. It will change, so you want to look forward to this. This is going to be a great moment. Those of people that are here are witnessing history as this game progresses. And Veach with the ball, and he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage this time as he couldn't get his footing, and is going to end up being stopped in there.
79, John Skinner goes in the left tackle position. Now we have number 42, Jared Pilarski, going in for John Veach.
Here comes Veach out. Listen to the applause for John Veach as he comes out of the game.
Kerpridge goes in.
221 yards on 28 carries, folks. I mean, just sit back and think about that for a while. So a big night for John Veach. It looks like he may call it quits here. As Shinsky looks over at Kerpridge, 37, and he catches it up at the 35-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
Nice play there by Kerpridge.
We now have a new camera woman, Jessie, and she said she wasn't going to talk her dad into this, but she must have somehow. So she's up here on camera. Of course, Jessie is Dave's daughter. Glad to have her up here on the main camera right now, so she's moving up. Ziegler in front there.
Nope. Fumble.
Pilarski was the guy in the back. The fumble on the play. Mount Carmel area looks like they're going to recover it.
Swank recovers the ball. It must have dropped right down back underneath him there.
So it's 4th down, and the Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes are going to be forced to punt. Shinsky will go back in punt formation. This is always tough because we have to count now to make sure everybody's in there on the right team here. As some players have come out of the game. Shinsky gets it up and booms it out of there. Look at that kick in this weather. He gets it down to Matthews, who bobbled it for a while. Now Matthews is heading to the sidelines, and he's cut down in there by Lentini again. Lentini again for the big play.
What more can we say about Lentini? Ronnie Lentini on special teams.
It's been a bullet.
I mean, it's just been a thrill watching him for these last couple of years. And, you know, and as we said a couple of weeks ago, I think we're just going to call his name out before we kick the ball.
roughing the kicker, I guess they call.
Right,
so
that's
it's
exactly
going to
what
be
it
a
was.
first down for the Red Tornadoes. The ball's moved up to, I think, over the midfield stripe. I think it's going to go down right at the 50-yard line, where Mount Carmel area will retain possession. And tough penalty for the Trojans, although I don't think it would have made a difference one way or the other at this point.
No.
5 minutes and 54 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Right up the middle goes Brown, 31, the fullback.
They have Pilarski in number 42.
You can see the rain in the camera still. I mean, it has not let up a whole lot here, although not raining quite as hard as it was in the beginning of the game. As Mount Carmel area now begins to filter different players in and out of the football game, we'll do our best to keep you up to date with who's in and out.
Number 37, John Kerpridge goes in. Fumble again.
We'll recover it, but not before we lose some yardage on the play. We'll bring up a third down now, and third down at about 5. Clock continues to tick away at 5 minutes and now below. 5 minutes till history, ladies and gentlemen. Shinsky drops back. He's looking over the middle there, and we had some interference, and they see it. They're going to call it. They brought Lentini down a little quicker than they wanted to.
We got the flag down here on the interference call. We have a flag in the back of the offense there, and that was after the play. The second flag.
The two Troy guys on the pass interference are looking at each other and wondering what happened. The guy was on the ground before the ball got to him. It's a little hard to figure out what went on there. There is the second penalty. We'll wait and see what's going on. They're gonna.
Oh, both on the Trojans.
Two big ones on the Trojans. They're gonna get hit hard here as tempers are fraying a little bit here as the Trojans are gonna see their season end tonight. It was a good run for them. They had a great season. They will end up tonight. Their record 8-3. They will drive back to the northern tier up there near the New York State border where they've come. They played a good football game, had a great first half defensively, really played well defensively in the first half. Mount Carmel area came out in the second half, and things went downhill in a hurry for the Trojans as Mount Carmel area has dominated every single phase of this football game.
Matt Booker comes off. He played a great game both offensively and defensively. Number 58, Steve Polifka, goes in his position. Number 3, John Dare, goes in at the quarterback position now at this point.
So a lot of new players in there as the ball, and I told you this was a big one, folks. This is as big as it gets. The ball's going to be put down at the 15-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Mount Carmel area, and that was a double penalty which hurt the Trojans. We get ready here as, I don't know what we're doing exactly right now. I think we're trying to get the ball up here. There's 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the ball game as they're going to snap the ball. And as you notice, the clock already started. It's already running under the mercy rule conditions. Dara's going to hand it off right in the middle there.
Went to Dave Brown going to the right side. Again, what you get here, you get John Dare coming in.
You see Brown and Cuff and Yasenchak
coming off.
come off the field, and they've had a great football game, all three of those guys.
Number 45, Mike Lashinsky, goes in. '61, Jared Owens in the guard position.
Fumble again on the play, and this time the Trojans get it. Yeah, you can only fumble it a couple of times, and that's what happened. Fumble right at the snap, in fact, between the center and the quarterback, and the ball hits the ground, and the Trojans take over at the 3:21 mark of the fourth quarter. The clock is continuing to run even as they change positions here with the ball. It will continue to go on here. Time getting very, very close to the festivities as the Mount Carmel area fans up here in front are now starting to gear up here as they can smell 700. These kids down here wearing red and white are being part of history here at Mount Carmel area. They may not realize it yet, but they will, as they are playing in an historic football game for this program, and there is no more storied program in the state of Pennsylvania, and many would feel in the country, as this one right here. And it's about to reach a milestone that only 4 other high schools have ever seen. You see it there, 699, you can see it up there, the light shining on it. You can see the people up around it getting ready. You're gonna see that happen shortly. You can see them up there getting very wet, in fact, because it is raining very hard. It's just coming down in buckets all night here. It's been a tough night to play football, a very tough night for a Trojan team here in this District 4 semifinal. 2:55 remaining now. 1st and 10, they hand it off right up the middle. It goes almost nowhere.
67, Jason Dillow in on that tackle.
That was Watson, number 8 on the play. And Watson's played a good game tonight again for the Trojans. He had a tough game both offensively and defensively. Was all over the place. Just could not generate enough of offense to keep themselves in the football game here in the second half. Gonna pitch it out wide here. That's number 28, and he's loose, but number 3, Dara, is gonna bring him down. Number 28 for the Trojans on that run, of course, is Travis Morgan. So a big play for the Trojans, maybe the biggest play of the evening, in fact, as they have been shut down offensively.
We got number 77, Joe Tonkavage in.
A minute 47 now remaining in the football game. As time continuously drains away. Hand off right up the middle of Watson. And number 45, Leshinsky, had a hold of him at the line of scrimmage and drug him down.
I'm proud of you. I hit the paper. I know, I hit the paper on you. 45, Mike Leshinsky coming in from the linebacker position to make that tackle.
We're going to have Jose right after this game ends. We have Jose up here with us. He's going to run down the stats for us real quick as we look for the festivities here. These two teams will shake hands and go through the District 4. The ball's on the ground again here as the balls become extremely muddied and wet now. Big Red has recovered it at the 1 minute mark and now counting. Less than a minute, ladies and gentlemen, to 700. Get ready for it. It's coming. You're seeing some of the older jerseys being carried down there. Try to pay attention to some of these people and what they represent over the years here at Mount Carmel area, as 700's about to become a reality in the Mount Carmel area school district. 40 seconds. Big Red taking its time in the huddle, under no hurry to do anything right now, as they just want to get this thing over with, shake hands with Troy, and take part in history. Dara got it, and it's on the ground again, and the Trojans will take it over, as they cannot get the
well, there's only
snap back to the quarterback. 19 seconds left. The clock has stopped for a second as they place it down. As soon as they get it ready and they wind it, it will start again. And it is starting now, 17 seconds. Troy gets up to the line of scrimmage here, 10, 7. Option play, out to 28, last play of the game, folks, last play of the game. And he's brought down, there he is, there it is. The 700th win in Mount Carmel area high school history. First team in the state of Pennsylvania to ever do it, right here, wearing red and white. 5th team in the entire United States of high school football, right here, wearing red and white, folks. They're lining up, they're gonna do the handshake, And then we're going to get ready to see the festivities. You heard some of the fireworks going off. Everybody's turning around here to look. They're going to be looking at that $6.99 change. You're going to see some players coming by here. Now I'm going to try to keep you abreast of what we're doing here. The 100th win is being represented by the son, Robert McSurdy Jr., wearing his father's number 28, playing left halfback in that 100th win. Robert McSurdy Jr. representing his father in the 100th win. You're seeing they are unrolling a banner in front of you, and it is going to be a long banner, believe me, when you see it. But we'll start like that. We'll go down through as you see them coming. You can see hear some of the fireworks starting, so pay attention as we try to cover every phase of what's about to happen here. The 200th win against Ashland in 1940, November 2nd, wearing number 71, left end, Henry Waskevich. This banner's getting big. I gotta tell you. The 300th win occurred on Thanksgiving Day, the 24th of November, 1955, versus Shamokin. And wearing number 44, a great friend of all of ours and a member of the supper club and a guy I eat with every Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Dan Ficca, representing the 300th win. The 400th win came on October 11th in 1968 versus Minersville. Wearing number 66, linebacker, offensive guard, of course, Judge Robert Sakavich. And there's Bob stepping out in the field down there. Bob's thinking, can I still fit in this thing? The 500th win occurred on the 4th of October, 1978 versus West Hazelton. Number 5, free safety, split end, Rob Gergen. Of course, Phil Gergen's son. You can see them, they'll be coming out along. We're going to try to catch them as they come walking out there. You can see them coming down along the fence. The 600 win on 4th of October, 1991. It was versus Marian Catholic. Wearing number 57 and bringing it out on the field, center Eric Geary. And there is no better tribute than the next one. To celebrate the 700th win in Mount Carmel area high school football, November 10th, 2000 versus Troy. Number 25, ladies and gentlemen, John Veach. I cannot think of a better representative to bring 700 wins into this program. It is unbelievable. You can see them lined up there. They're holding their jerseys out. Truly an amazing feat here as we go from the 100th to the 700th. That banner is stretched out from the goal line all the way up over the 50 to the 45-yard line. And there you see it, 700 wins, says the banner. And we're going to get ready very closely here to see that number change. As we turn, there it is, folks. You see it in the little box there. They're going to change this 699 to 700. The rain coming down, the fireworks are going up. There's the second 0, folks. They slide it into place. It's pandemonium here at the stadium, folks. And there it is, the 700. You're here for it. History, ladies and gentlemen. There it is, it's history. Everybody on their feet, cheering and waving. Fireworks going off all over the place. Welcome to the 700 Club. This is as good as it gets.
First,
Bobby York up on the roof with his son, Jose.
It's
Bobby York and his son. He and, of course, Gary Hawanik were a couple of the guys, and I believe John Halkovich. Who put that sign together. And we want to say thank you to them. We've been watching that number for I don't know how long. And since it's been up on top of there and it's slowly climbed its way, and it's at 700, you're not going to change that now. Fireworks ending up a little bit here now as the fans are on their feet. Band is playing the fight song. It doesn't get any better than this.
Warren,
You've got to be here.
What a thrill it's going to be for these guys 10, 20 years from now. They're going to remember this forever.
Every one of those guys in uniform down there are members of the 700th win. I just can't imagine the feeling that they must have to sit back and to just relish this. And at the same time, they've won a District 4 semifinal game. I mean, what else could you be doing here? Great fireworks, I gotta say that for us. I mean, we're not fooling around in the fireworks here. You hear the band in the background playing the Mount Carmel area fight song during this whole thing. Just a momentous moment to be here in the Mount Carmel area school district down at the stadium that has seen so many games, so many great wins. And now it sees its 700th here at home.
First in the state and the 5th across the country. That's just amazing in itself.
The Red Tornadoes will kneel at midfield, and Coach Brennan's going to be talking to them. And, of course, there's so many emotions going through them. They've got a lot to talk about and a lot to be proud of, Jose.
Warren, not only did we win 700 tonight, Mount Carmel area football in 108th year, this is our 21st team to win 10 football games. Mike Brennan, what an outstanding achievement for him. He's the 4th coach to win 10 games here, but the 1st to win it in his first year.
Ooh.
I mean, what a great thrill it's going to be for him. I'm sure he's going to remember this too. This
Absolutely.
is just this outstanding night.
You got any kind of end of the game stats, or are you busy watching the fireworks?
No, real quick, for Mount Carmel.
I wouldn't blame you if you were. I just wondered if you did.
46 rushes for 295 yards, 6 of 16 passing for 73. Gives us 368 yards, 23 first downs. A typical Mount Carmel offensive night, a little sluggish to get started, but what a way to finish. For Troy, a lot of yards at the end, ended up with 30 rushes for 137 yards, 1 of 11 passing for 10 for 147 total, most of that near the end. 4 balls intercepted tonight by the Big Red defense. Aaron Ziegler, 8 for 74. David Brown, 2 for 7. John Veach, what else can I tell you? 28 for 221. Josh Kalia, 2 catches for 27. Johnny, 2 for 27. Medalis, 1 for 13. Kirkbridge, 1 for 6. David Shinsky, 6 of 16 for 73. He extends his streak now. He has 74 consecutive passes without an interception. And this is a guy that last year in 5 games threw 11.
Yeah.
He had to come off the bench for Nick when he got hurt. But just an outstanding performance this year, and has about, and that's in about 155 or 160 attempts. He only has 4 interceptions, but 74 consecutive now with no interceptions. Johnny is 8th rushing yards over 8th game over 200 yards in his career. He has 41 games now that he scored a touchdown. It ties his, ties his brother Brett for the most ever. That's out of 53 consecutive starts. This is his 32nd rushing game over 200 yards. He's over 200 points for the season. The only thing left for him now is a single season rushing record of 2,162 by his brother and the 244 points by Gary in 1969. There's nothing else left for him.
What more can you say, though? I mean, they just did an outstanding job tonight. I think a big key here was the defensive line play, stopping the Trojans. Were a little sluggish, as you said, but I think they really turned it up a notch. And I think what that did, the defense between the defensive ends all the way down the center in that quarter line, Jose, was it loosened up our linebackers that they could do whatever they wanted to do, our cornerbacks, and you can see the result of that, and the result ended up in all those interceptions. Yeah,
it's just a tremendous night for Mount Carmel. Makes us 28-11 in playoff games, headed for our 5th district title next week, and that all in the last 7 years.
Okay, Jose, we're going to ask you to turn that microphone over a minute. We got some really special guests up here in the booth with us, and actually a couple of shy ones here, but let's move back towards the banister. It's our best way of getting everybody kind of in here. Come on, Garrett. Come on, John. Come on, we'll try to get us in, all of us in here. Actually, get these three. Don't worry about me. They can hear me. You want to see them. This is special, guys. This is a little treat we had. We didn't know we'd get this until we managed to get Bob coming down the steps off the roof. But we got with us here some special guests. Joe, down in the truck, are they aware we're doing this, or? Okay, we'll wait till we see the. Okay, we're going to bring up to this main camera here. There we go. All right. These are three guys, and those of you who have followed Mount Carmel area football for any amount of time are going to recognize three familiar faces in this program. They've been instrumental in bringing a lot of wins into this 700. And right here to my right, I'm going to ask Bob York, introduce his two friends, tell us the year you played football for us, and then tell us a little bit about how this sign thing got started and what brought us to this point tonight.
Okay, well, after climbing the steps, this will be the easy part here. Absolutely. I played in 67 and 68. This is Gary Hawanik. Gary, give us some years for you.
It's 68, 69, and 70.
And John Helkovich? Same thing for John. John and Gary played together the whole way, and I was 2 years ahead of those guys.
Okay. Yeah, there were some great years back then for those who remember those years. Yeah, we were winning a lot of football games back then.
You have to have a good memory.
So tell us a little bit about how did this sign get started and how did you guys get involved with it?
Well, it's pretty much this simple. We're sitting at the bar at Matucci's before the game, which is our pregame pasta. And I said, you know what, they don't make enough of a big deal of us being the fourth or fifth winningest team in the country and the winningest team in Pennsylvania. I said, we need some sort of a tote board, some sort of a sign. And I said, guys, I got a guy in the sign business, I got a guy in the iron business. It took on a life of its own. It's a story much too long for this interview. But the sign got here. We almost killed ourselves putting it up. Then Dennis Hepler helped us with a crane. I got these guys in on the deal. They're probably sorry they were in the early stages, but it worked out well. The sign became something that we can change, and it's just a neat thing. It's lit 24/7. You drive by here New Year's Eve, you see the sign.
Mm-hmm. Well, it became a real focal point. It really did. And as we got closer and closer, you know, you're in the community, you hear people talking about, drove by, you know, saw the sign, you know, we're at this number. It really brought the community together to see it. It was a great idea to do that, but you're right, as it took a life of its own on, it got better and better and better. And, you know, now next week we got to start work on 800, so we're going to be able to follow that thing every game as we go. But I know I speak for the community, and then you guys, you know, we're all involved in some way. All of us played football or were part of the program or new players or whatever. It's a tight-knit community, but to see you guys come back and do this kind of stuff and be that involved and want to do something like that is a great thing. It really is.
Well, I'll add this real quick. Is when we got the sign put together, the optimism that Mount Carmel people show, you know, as Gary says, well, where are we going to put the fourth digit for 1,000? You know, we'll worry about that.
That's a bridge you guys can cross.
We'll figure that out.
We'll get a new one.
We'll get a new
one. All right, I appreciate you guys coming up. Really, you guys were instrumental in this whole night. It was glad to have you here, and I'm going to see you maybe 7:50. You know, somewhere in there we'll meet again up here.
I'm hoping.
Okay. Again, thanks again for stopping by, guys. And thanks for everything you've done here. Good seeing all you guys. I know all of you, but it was good seeing you again. Okay, gang, we're here live. It's the 700th win. You're seeing it here. This is as good as it gets. We play another game in 2 days. You're seeing this Wednesday. Friday, we will see Wyalusing in the District 4 championship game. We're going to start building on that 800 win starting that night. So you be here. We'll see all of you here. And thanks again for WKMC TV. I'm Warren Altamar. Good night.